Oh, button press? Oh, wow. Good luck. What is going on, chat? Forgive me, I did not mean to press that button early on, and we have a premature beginning to this live. Forgive me, chat. Kind of funny, though. Was going to go live around 7 o'clock West Coast time. I get in the office, I press a button by accident, and so we are live already for Jared Anderson against Charles Martin here tonight in the heavyweight division. And welcome to our most awkward beginning yet. So what's going on, everybody? Enzo and Spadafora saying, what's up? Makhmudov, fight already done. Boxing analyst says, Sean, I want to see a boxing match with heavyweights without ropes in the ring. Interesting request. What's up, Three Pumps? What's up, everybody? What's going on? Tuning into the fights right now. And I think I believe I haven't missed Delonte Tiger Johnson. I believe we're going to be able to catch Delonte Tiger Johnson together, and then Makhmudov in the co-main event, and then in the main event, Jared Anderson versus Charles Martin. So, dear Lord, what a funny beginning. Let's see. Miss Delonte Tiger Johnson, I believe. Seriously, the worst beginning to a show yet. So, what if a heavyweight gets knocked out and falls into the audience? They got 20 seconds to get back in there if they get knocked out of the ring. Is of course the rule. You got about 20 seconds as opposed to 10 to get in there. So, Tiger just won by unanimous decision. Yeah, I was getting a little rest in after we were live for a few hours earlier today. Was taking a little nap and tried to wake up right on time to catch Delonte, start the live with Delonte Johnson into the co-main, but someone going ahead and letting me know, G Woods let me know that Delonte Tiger Johnson already got his unanimous decision win. Chat, what'd you guys think? Boxing analyst laughing at my awful start to the show, but he's in the right to do so. But I like Delonte Johnson when I've watched him early in his career. Super fast, good length, about 5'10" at 147 with pretty long arms. Really fast hands is what jumps out about Delonte Johnson. And then one thing, he's a little light in the ass, as Errol Spence has said about Terrence Crawford heading into their fight. He is a little light in the ass, and that shows up more in the physical strength department than it does, punching power. He looks like he has some good snap and some solid power at 47, but it's more, that slender frame and seeing how he could hold up to more physical fighters. But I always liked his hand speed, liked his height at welterweight, and even getting down to 140 because he is such a thin guy early in his career. But yeah, I gotta see. I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch his decision win here. Boxing analyst said, what if you were picking your nose and was live and didn't know? Yeah, a number of things could have went wrong until all of a sudden I looked to my left and I saw FightHype was live, and I was like, FightHype's live? I didn't know I was live yet. And then I guess just waking up, starting my desktop again, just pressing that button, the first thing it pressed was to begin streaming on my end. So I was live like an idiot for a few minutes without realizing. But all good now. Now we're all locked in. Jared Anderson, Charles Martin. I think Jared Anderson actually got a little bit of a blessing in disguise with Charles Martin coming in as a replacement for Kosabutsky because Kosabutsky's undefeated, unlike Charles Martin. Is rated right now higher than Charles Martin by most of the sanctioning bodies. But Kosabutsky was 6'3" from Kazakhstan. I think stylistically it was a pretty easy, favorable style matchup for Jared Anderson. Kosabutsky at 6'3", likes to throw little short, chopping shots on offense, and a 6'3" southpaw trying to step right to Jared Anderson and get into close range, mid to close range. That was walking right into the jaws of a lion, fighting Jared Anderson that way. And Jared's going to have to get used to fighting big guys. I mentioned this a couple times earlier about Jared Anderson heading into this fight. At 6'4", 240, he's usually going to be the smaller heavyweight in today's heavyweight division. ever since Lennox Lewis took over the division in the late 90s, if you kind of discount Alexander Usyk, he's the exception to the rule. Outside of him, it's only been really big guys, 6'5" and up, like Lennox Lewis, Vlad Klitschko, Vitaly Klitschko, Anthony Joshua, Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder, and besides Usyk, all the real top heavyweights of the last 20 years, since Lennox Lewis kind of brought about the age of the giants at heavyweight, they've all been about 6'5" and up. So Jared Anderson has to get accustomed to fighting guys that are that big, and Charles Martin at 6'5.5" with longer arms and weighing more than Jared Anderson. He remains at 37, still a bigger guy on paper than Jared Anderson, weighing more, bigger, taller with a longer reach. And those are the kind of guys Jared's going to have to get used to handling because, save for Usyk here or there, he's going to be the smaller guy at 6'4", 240 going up against the giants. So, and he'll have to use his superior fluidity and quickness and skills to beat these bigger guys, and he's definitely got the punching power to do it and the fluidity. So, we'll see what happens, but I do think it's a good matchup against Charles Martin because it's one of the first times he's facing a guy who's a former champion, who's fought some of the best in the division, and he's a little bit bigger than Jared. So, I'm excited to watch this fight with Jared Anderson tonight. I have a feeling, let me see here. Classy Nasty, what's up, Classy Nasty? What's up, Fire in My Bones? What's going up, Fire in My Bones? We had the worst start to a show ever. I thought I was chilling in my office, had another 10 minutes to get right mentally, get ready for 7, and then it turns out we're live, and I'm looking like a doofus for a few minutes anyways, but we're good now. So Enzo Spadafora said, give me that result, please. Arslanbek Makhmudov. Arslanbek Makhmudov hasn't fought just yet. We're I believe not. Yeah, we're waiting for Jared Anderson, Charles Martin in the main event, and I believe Arslanbek is up next. Jared Anderson smiling in the back room. ESPN showing a little package about his homecoming. Let's see. Arslanbek Makhmudov. Let me make sure, of course, that we didn't miss him. I don't believe so. Yeah, Arslanbek hasn't fought yet against the heavyweight from Nigeria. And the guy that, in the co-main event, Rafael Abkajori, I think is his name, from Nigeria. He lives in Miami now. But one thing about this guy, I watched some of his tape, Arslanbek's opponent in the co-main event. And he fought a guy in one of his most recent fights that took a dive. And that's not a good sign for him coming into this fight. In Europe, that'll happen a lot. Like the guy Tom Schwartz that Tyson Fury fought in Vegas a couple years ago from Germany. Turns out he had a couple dives on his record with Sauerland Promotions out there in Europe. And this guy, Rafael Abkajori, when he has a dive recently on his record, if you look up his fight on YouTube, the guy pretty clearly took a dive. So that's not very promising. That means he probably has very much a built-up record at 15-0. And if you look at the Russian Arslanbek Makhmudov, he's fought a couple of decent guys that you've at least heard of. Carlos Takam, Marius Wach, who fought Klitschko. Carlos Takam fought Joshua and some other guys. He fought a washed-up Sam Peter. Johnny Rice, he stopped Johnny Rice, who's a solid journeyman heavyweight, who beat Michael Kofi to get himself a little bit of a name. So, the 34-year-old Arslanbek Makhmudov should be able to handle his business in the co-main event. And he may be being angled to fight Jared Anderson. That you would think that's why they're sharing the card tonight. Arslanbek Makhmudov is rated in the top 5 by the WBC and the WBA, and Jared Anderson's up around the top 10. So Jared wins tonight against Charles Martin. Is very conceivable that he'll be fighting the Arslanbek Makhmudov fighter from Russia very soon. Let me see here. Malik Scott is on his record too. Wilder has a dive on his record too. Malik Scott. I remember that fight on Showbox, and him going down off a shot that didn't even look like it landed clean, but it is what it is. Anthony Smith's home invader said, sorry if you've answered this already, but do you think Jared Anderson gets the finish tonight? I'm about to bet my entire paycheck for this week. No pressure. Sheesh. I do think he will win by stoppage tonight. So, good luck. Good luck. If you're gonna bet would you say you were gonna bet on it? Your entire paycheck for the week? Don't hate me, but if you want my honest, objective opinion, yeah, I think Jared Anderson gets the stoppage tonight. So I'm not telling you to bet your entire week's paycheck on it, though. So let me see here. What are they saying? Charles Martin at 37, getting this fight on short notice. Charles Martin, in a couple of his losses recently against Kanoski and against Luis Ortiz, to my eyes, he showed he showed more fighting spirit than he did earlier in his career. Because there were some questions with Charles Martin about dedication and his fighting heart, that kind of thing, after Joshua put him out in 2 rounds. But to Charles Martin's credit, ever since that fight, and even in his 2 losses against Kanoski and against Luis Ortiz, he came to fight both of those nights. So, okay, so we got the co-main event in the ring. Arslanbek Makhmudov in the ring. Again, as they're showing in ESPN, 16-0, 15 knockouts, rated number 5 by the WBA and the WBC. And just a brute. Not a slick guy, not a big finesse guy. A come forward, tough, big bear of a man. Not too dissimilar from in culture and background to guys like Khabib Nurmagomedov and Artur Beterbiev. These really tough Islamic Russian dudes that have a really tough as nails background and a very single-mindedness, stubbornness. That they bring to the ring and their approach to the sport. I come, I fight, I win. That kind of thing. And here we go. We're about to start round 1 in the co-main event. Arslanbek Makhmudov against Rafael Abkajori. Number 5 heavyweight by the WBA and the WBC is Arslanbek. And let's take a look at how it goes down. Looks like Drago. Now, Drago had that, that blonde look and everything. This dude got more of that Khabib Nurmagomedov, Artur Beterbiev, Butayev kind of vibe to him. Starting off really hot is Makhmudov, and he's already looks like he's gotten Rafael Abkajori's attention, starting with the jab to the body and bringing his straight right hand across the top. He starts with that 2-3 times in a row. Oh, and now that right hand lands on the top of Abkajori's head. And just setting it up with that jab to the body. No real respect for Abkajori. Pegging him with the right hand, setting it up off the jab to the body, and then roughhousing with him in the clinch. And the referee breaks him apart a little less than a minute into this first round between Arslanbek Makhmudov. Another straight right hand landing off the jab. Abkajori trying to fight a little bit with his free right hand in the clinch, but isn't comfortable yet. Eats another jab, and Makhmudov continues to clinch and get rough with him in the clinch. Kind of barrel his head into the bottom of his chin. And now the referee already in the first minute of the fight is warning both heavyweights to keep it clean and to knock it off. And now he allows them to resume. And every time, almost to the back of the head, Makhmudov is slinging it to Abkajori. Starting with that jab to the body and slinging that straight right hand, sometimes sweeping it over the top. Sweeping that right hand over the top. Now a left hook clubs on the top of Abkajori's head. Abkajori awkwardly trying to find some offense in close, but getting smothered and touched up with shots. Halfway through the round, Makhmudov just giving a lot of roughhousing in the middle of the ring in those clinches. Punches and then follows it up. Here's a right uppercut, and then Abkajori clinching right after that right uppercut, gets in a little bit in close. Makhmudov shoving him off with the left hand and punching him over the top with the right inside the clinch. Lots of roughhousing in these clinches by Makhmudov. Makhmudov coming over the top again with a jab and a sweeping right hand, and the referee warns him. Referee doesn't have control of this fight right now. He's got to rein in Makhmudov, who's doing whatever he feels like. Right uppercut lands at range, and down goes Abkajori. Makhmudov stepping in with a right uppercut at long range, follows it up as Abkajori tried to clinch him after getting buzzed by that right uppercut. Makhmudov just being rough in the clinch, letting his hands go, and eventually Abkajori went down, couldn't recover for that right uppercut. He's up at 4 or 5. Referee wipes his gloves. Right uppercut just off the mark by Makhmudov as Abkajori gets up. Abkajori holding with his left hand, trying to punch with the right, gets clipped with a left hook in the middle of the clinch, and his legs are doing a funny dance. Referee separates him. Right hand gets in for Abkajori, but he tries the clinch right after that. Makhmudov trying to get his arms free and punch with the right uppercut again. Punch over the top with the right hook. Some sloppy stuff by Makhmudov, but really good roughhousing. Right uppercut with 10 seconds left in the round. Makhmudov sweeping the right hand over the top. Abkajori hit with another right uppercut and a left hook up top, and down goes Abkajori. His left glove touches the canvas as he falls. He's back upright. Second knockdown of the first round. Abkajori will beat the count. Referee counting him on, but he makes it out of the first round, goes back to his corner, but it's 10-7 for Arslanbek Makhmudov. 2 knockdowns in round 1. Abkajori has no business in there, says fire in my bones. Yeah, I agree. Yep. That's why I told you guys beforehand. I saw that one of his recent opponents took a dive, and that's an awful sign heading into a real test. You know, having any dives on your record, it doesn't bode well. Oh, let's hear this. Tim Bradley just and Andre Ward talking about how Jared Anderson needs to separate himself from the pack with a knockout over over Charles Martin tonight. So Mac keeps starting with that uppercut. What's up, Charles N? What's going on? What's up, Boston's? Charles N. Boston's fire in my bones. Jared Anderson stretching in the back, likes to rock those Hector Camacho trunks. I wouldn't call it a skirt in front of him. The Hector Macho Camacho type trunks. Jared Anderson stretching in the back. Looks like he might have to get ready to fight fairly soon. Jab starts off another little combination to start for Makhmudov. And again, it was that right uppercut that sent Abkajori to the canvas in round 1 both times. A couple of body shots in close by Abkajori, but he's eating that right hand over the top. Has no defense for it. Right uppercut just misses for Makhmudov, and Abkajori leaning back on Makhmudov, working with his free hand to the body, and the referee separates them. Abkajori looks in over his head right now. Makhmudov just starting with a jab, and a lot of times sweeping the right hand over the top, not throwing it down the pipe, but putting a little bit of an angle on it, sweeping it, sometimes throwing it like an overhand, coming downwards with it over the top. There's a lead right hand that lands for Makhmudov. Makhmudov, though, no real defense, just clinches after he lands a shot. They trade right hands. Makhmudov gets in that right uppercut, lands again. Abkajori is buzzed. His legs are all over the place. Right uppercut just off from Makhmudov. He shoves Abkajori off from Abkajori. Awful balance right now. No legs underneath him. Right uppercut lands again from Makhmudov after missing short with the left hook and a sweeping right hand in close. He steps in with that right uppercut. That's been the shot for him since round 1. They trade right hands. Abkajori is hurt. Abkajori trying to keep fighting with no legs underneath him, and he goes down again, this time hardly off a punch. He misses his left hook, and then his legs crumble to the canvas with no balance. And it's a third knockdown for Rafael Abkajori, the big strong man from Nigeria. And that's it. The referee's seen enough as Abkajori doesn't really have his legs underneath him. Makhmudov takes to prayer to the canvas, kisses the canvas, and it was a mismatch. Arslanbek Makhmudov remains the number 5 heavyweight by the WBA and the WBC. I don't think this guy is heavyweight champion material, but he's big and strong and tough. A little bit in the mold of, the Joe Joyce, Big Bang Zhang kind of guys. Not the fastest. And there's guys even bigger than them, but they are big and they are strong and they do come forward and they're tough. Good stuff for Makhmudov. Hugging his trainer, my man from Canada, the guy that trained John Pascal and Lucien Boutet, and that excellent trainer from Canada escapes me right now, but he's a hell of a trainer. Ramsey, who's that? Ramsey, the trainer, I think. I think the trainer's name might be Ramsey from Canada, from the French-Canadian area. Has trained a lot of top fighters out of that area. excellent trainer. And he gets the win with Arslanbek Makhmudov. Second round knockout, 3 knockdowns for Arslanbek Makhmudov. And Jared Anderson is skeptical that Arslanbek wants to fight him next. But I think that fight might make sense next. And, first things first, I think Jared, arguably, Arslanbek is fresher than someone like Charles Martin. But I don't know if he's really that much better. Someone like Charles Martin won a title. I don't think Arslanbek ever will. Glenn Johnson in the corner. What's up, Glenn Johnson? The Road Warrior, Glenn Johnson in the corner of Rafael Abkajori. Remember Glenn Johnson, 2004 Fighter of the Year. So good to see Glenn Johnson doing good and in the boxing game still. Where is Abdullah Mason? Abdullah Mason fought already earlier in the night, Boss Goyo. So I missed that fight. I was getting some rest after covering that Franchon Cruz DAZN round by round, but yeah, I believe Abdullah got his W. No surprise there. 3 Pumps said, dude won without throwing a single jab. No, 3 Pumps, I think he was throwing the jab. That's early on. He started with the jab to the body, came with the right hand over the top, jab to the body, right hand over the top, and then he would just throw this little jab in before throwing some kind of power shot right before. He kind of would do jab, throw some over-the-top power shot, some sweeping power shot, and then smother Abkajori in the clinch and just be rough with him. But he did start with his jab before each attack for the most part. So it wasn't the prettiest, but he got it done. He's big and strong and tough. Molly Mall saying, Sean, how long can I put off marrying my girl? Oh, good question, Molly Mall, in the super chat. Well, I made my poor wife wait a lot longer than she should have. I mean, we dated from senior year of high school for about, we didn't get married for 14 years. I didn't marry my wife until after 14 years. But it was like we were basically married for 10 years before that. Molly Mall, I would say once you're getting close to 30 years old, bro, it's definitely a wrap. You got to give her that ring, man. So, and if she's a good woman and you love her and she's everything, you're content, you're satisfied, you love her, you're happy with your mate, then go ahead and do it, man. Ain't no use in really waiting. Go ahead and put a ring on it, brother. So, that's how I see it. Fire in my bones saying, I'm not the best, I'm just willing to fight the best. The famous Glenn Johnson quote. Yeah, man. I remember thinking Glenn was kind of fortunate to get his win over Tarver, though. When they were both fresh off of beating Roy, that was a big upset that he was able to beat Antonio Tarver in their first fight. And then they wound up fighting 3 times on HBO. But I actually remember thinking Tarver probably won that first fight when I was a kid watching that fight. And without them giving Johnson that first win, it wouldn't have been a trilogy. But Glenn Johnson got the benefit of the doubt. Probably deserved it after probably getting fucked on, in several decisions on the road, being the Road Warrior, got one his way, got Fighter of the Year because of it. So, Enzo say, Mark Ramsey, there it is. Yeah, it's Mark Ramsey. That's what I thought it was. Enzo, Mark Ramsey. He's a hell of a trainer, man. Hell of a trainer, Mark Ramsey. I think he may have even worked with Eldier Alvarez too, right? He'll even take, it's not just guys from the French-Canadian area like Pascal. He'll take guys who come in from other countries and work with them and do a great job. He's a hell of a trainer. Let me see. 14 years sounds a little premature to me. No, no. Honestly, I would have been better off just doing it after 7 years, 6 years, It was kind of silly making us waiting as long as we did. So that was my fault. She was waiting on me. So don't keep her waiting too much, Molly Mall. Yo, what is the best trilogy of all time? I think it's got to be Ali Frazier. It's got to be. Their first and third fights are both in the top 10 best heavyweight championship fights in boxing history. You could argue which one was better than the other. Thrilla and Manila was, for pure violence, Thrilla and Manila probably exceeds Ali Frazier 1. But Ali Frazier 1, they were more in their athletic, physical primes than they were by fight number 3. And it was basically just as violent, except it was fought at a little bit quicker level. They were a little younger and quicker when they fought the first time around. And the third time around, it was still for the heavyweight title, so they were still, top fighters. But yes, it's best trilogy is Ali Frazier. We don't got to overthink that one. It's Ali Frazier. So we're getting ready for main event time, chat, and I got a feeling, chat. I got a funny feeling about tonight's fight. I got a feeling that Jared Anderson, who's been questioning things this last week, kind of having his moments of vulnerability for all of us to witness. Going through being a young fighter with all the expectations on his shoulders, and kind of opened up and showed us some vulnerability this week. Talked about how he loves boxing, but he's not in love with it. I might retire at 26, 27. It's a means to an end. And talking with Roy Jones about the pressure that's put on him. And I have a funny feeling that he has a challenge in store for him tonight where he's going to have to walk through adversity for the first time as a pro. Maybe get buzzed. Something happens in this fight. And I have a feeling he'll come out through the other side of that more fully realizing who he is as a fighter and as a man, and kind of going from, I'm just doing this because I'm good at it. It's a big pressure. It's like a burden to once, I think, if he goes through some adversity tonight, say he gets buzzed early in the fight, has to survive it, bite down, win the fight by knockout, I think the gratification he'll feel from pulling through something like that will be so satisfying, so gratifying, that it'll reemerge his love and his passion for fighting in the heavyweight division. It'll make him know, I do love this. I am built for this. That feeling of coming out through the other side of adversity is a special kind of gratifying feeling. And I think tonight there's a chance with fate has it, God has it, that he faces Charles Martin as a late replacement opponent at a time where he's questioning his craft, what he does. And I have a feeling he might get through some adversity tonight and come throughout the other side of it, re-energized, back in love, not just having love for boxing and being good at it, but back in love with boxing. I just have a funny feeling that could happen tonight. Maybe I'm thinking too romantically, and maybe he just bombs Charles Martin out of there in a couple rounds, and it's business as usual, But I got a funny feeling something could happen tonight in the career of Jared Anderson that gives us our first real, moment in his career. So fighting at home, fighting a former champion who came in as a late replacement. I'm excited to see what we get here tonight for this main event. Right now, they're showing the Mark Kriegel piece on Jared Anderson. Let me hear some of this. Jibo says, or the exact opposite, he'll quit. Right. Well, I just don't think so. I have a feeling if Martin catches him with a shot early on, buzzes him, I have a feeling it'll be a scary moment, but he'll pull through it, and he'll be kind of like galvanized by it. Like, I was questioning this last week or two, how much I really want to do this and all that, and no, this reaffirms I'm made to do this, that feeling of pulling through adversity and biting down and showing the world what you're made of. I think that kind of scenario could happen tonight and re-energize the 23-year-old. So we'll see. Ortiz treated Martin, and after being knocked down, Martin's a bum, says Chicago Hollow. I'm not talking about Martin winning tonight. I'm talking about Martin just simply testing the 23-year-old, hitting him out of the southpaw stance with a shot he hasn't been hit with. Buzzing him, giving him some adversity, giving him something to think about, because right now Jared has had no respect. He hasn't been playing with his food. He's been in there and getting guys out of there in 1 or 2 rounds. He has 31 rounds fought in 14 fights. These guys are going 2 rounds, 3 rounds max with him right now, and he's getting them out of here. So no one's even making him think twice that much coming forward. And maybe Charles Martin catches him in this fight, reminds him to stay on his P's and Q's, even though he looked good defensively his last fight against George Arias. He didn't get hit with anything, stopped him in 2 or 3 rounds. But just a healthy moment of adversity on your way to the top, like Ali had with Henry Cooper. You know, like De La Hoya had with John Molina, like Canelo had with Jose Cotto, David Benavidez with Ronald Gavril. You know, those moments could be good for you early in your career. We'll see what happens tonight with Jared Anderson. Chris says, can't stand this guy. Why, Chris? What's going on, man? Talk to me. We could have a little back and forth about it, or you could just not stand me and still spend your Saturday night hanging out in the chat room. You know, it's up to you. Jared is going to flatline Martin in 1 to 3 rounds, says Raymond Johnson. Chicago Hollow says, oh yeah, speaking to the chat. Yeah, do your thing, Chicago Hollow. Yeah, go ahead. Tell the chat how you feel, man. Fire in my bones, a healthy moment of adversity. Exactly. A healthy moment. Yep. That stuff, especially at heavyweight, man. Mike Tyson's like the only one I could think of who kind of got straight to the title without any adversity. But besides Mike, I mean, maybe Lennox, if I went back and watched his first 20 fights before he got to that vacant WBC strap that Bo vacated. But I think for the most part, you know, even Holyfield, he got hurt by Burt Cooper in his heavyweight run. Vlad Klitschko got knocked out by Ross the Boss Purity. Vitaly had his shoulder injury with Chris Bird. So, you know, these guys, outside of Tyson, not too often. Ali got dropped by Henry Cooper. I think Joe Frazier had a couple of ugly fights where he got pieced up on the outside before he won the vacant belt when Ali had got stripped. So, you know, it's good to have some healthy adversity before you get to the top. Jared Anderson still loosening his shoes up in the back. And it looks like they might put on a little bit of a swing bout in between main event time because it looks like they got some air time to kill. Jared Anderson with his dog in the dressing room. And oh, yeah, so up next. Oh, no, I'm tripping. Abdullah Mason's next. So it looks like instead of being the swing bout, because Makhmudov got his guy out of there early, we get to watch Abdullah Mason, who people at Top Rank are so high on. And he's fighting a Brazilian, Alex de Oliveira, who is 20 wins, 4 losses, 14 knockouts. Damn, Abdullah's already 8-0 with 7 knockouts. Man, he's been fighting often, very often. So we'll get to see Abdullah Mason tonight. Perfect. I missed Tiger Johnson, but at least I get to catch Abdullah Mason with you guys. I remember watching Abdullah spar Devin Haney when he was 15 years old, 16 years old. I got to watch him and Devin Haney spar when Devin was preparing for Yuriokas Gamboa, and I saw them spar out here in Vegas. Abdullah was just a puppy. He was only 15, 16, and I remember Devin saying, I remember Devin smiling and saying in the middle of their sparring, I like him. And that was actually high praise from Devin because kind of like Floyd Mayweather, he talks a lot of shit while he spars, can be very disrespectful while putting it on his sparring partners. And he doesn't, when I see him spar tons of guys, I never really see him say something like that, make a quick remark like that. And he made it to Abdullah when Abdullah was only 15 or 16 years old. And he was in Vegas with all his brothers. You know, he's got about 4 or 5 brothers, the Mason brothers, their dad, big boxing family from Ohio. And Abdullah did enough at 15, 16 to at least, you know, earn the positive remark from the then WBC champ Devin, who went on to become undisputed, as we all know. So, Timothy Alexander said, first time listening to your platform. You do a great job calling fights. Salute. Thank you, Timothy Alexander. And actually, you know, you're catching me a little tired. Inadvertently starting the show early without knowing. We called the Franchon Cruz DeZern fight where she lost the undisputed super middleweight title to Savannah Marsha earlier. And we had that whole live about Jermell fighting Canelo. So your boy's running on fumes a little bit right now for the Jared Anderson fight. But thank you so much, Timothy Alexander. Appreciate it. What's up, Dusty Cole? What's up, Paul Harris? What's going on? Enzo N. Spadafora says, what is your name, host? I want to follow you because you are the best host. Oh, well, you know, grazie mille, paisan. I appreciate that. Piacere mio. My name is Sean Z, Sean Zattel. Follow here on FightHype for everything, brother. I appreciate you, Enzo. Enzo, like Enzo Calzaghe, like the dad of Joe Calzaghe. Great name, Enzo. It's actually, I got my second son coming up on the way, and that's not a bad name. I probably won't go with Enzo, but I do like Enzo. Me and my wife do like that song, or that name. A-Buck50 says, Sean, speaking of rising lightweights, what do you think of Ashton Sylvie, a part of Jake Paul's promotion? I know Ashton Sylvie from Long Beach, only 18, maybe 19 years old now. I got to look at him. I got to take a look at him on he was the swing bout after, he was either the co-main event or the swing bout before I watched Jake Paul fight Anderson Silva in Arizona last year. And the kid from Long Beach comes out, and I go, oh, this is Jake Paul's prospect? Okay, what was he, 7 or 8-0 from Long Beach, 18 years old. I see him get in there, I see him work, and I say, this kid's legit. This kid, Jake Paul has a legit prospect. This isn't just some kid with Jake Paul running around. This kid could fight. This kid has some talent. So that was my impression of Ashton Sylvie. I know he's continued to win since that night last year in Arizona. Had a lot of confidence, had some swag to him, and had hand speed and had talent and had youth on his side. So Ashton Sylvie, from what I could see in my brief encounter with him ringside, is a legit prospect. Isn't just some guy signed to Jake Paul, MVP, running around trying to gain fame off being around Jake Paul or something like that. He's a legit prospect at 135 coming out of Long Beach. I liked what I saw when I saw him last year. Chicago Hollow, you are too kind, sir. Sean Z is hands down one of the best minds in boxing. Wish he was listening. Wish he was next to Bradley and Ward. Yeah, we'll see one day, man. We'll see. Hopefully. Thank you though, Chicago Hollow, for that. I appreciate it. You know, I gotta make a meme popular on social media. I gotta make a meme popular on social media. You know what? Let me look this up. Maybe I can share this real quick. So where was it? There we go. The hybrid. Okay. When people compliment me now, I'm very tempted to I'm tempted to start doing it like this. Hold on. We should be okay. We should be okay to do this real quick. This shouldn't get us in too much. Oh wait, we're on. Here we go. This is how I want to react to compliments now.
Oh, hey Joe, new car?
Yeah, it's a hybrid. I just couldn't sit back and be a part of destroying the Earth anymore.
Well, good for you.
Oh, thanks!
I just think that'd be so awesome to start replying to compliments like a douchebag like that. Wait.
You know, the emissions from a vehicle like yours causes irreparable damage to the ozone. I drive a hybrid. It's much better for the environment. Thanks!
Yeah, can we go?
Yeah, that's all. No, I just think that's kind of awesome. That's just me. That's how I want to start replying to compliments. Now, thanks, like they did right there in South Park. Adrian Hughes, thank you, man. Fire in my bones. I think I'd watch out with that suggestion there. Fire in my bones. But yeah. What the hell are we looking at? I'm sorry. I know. I zig and I zag on these live streams sometimes. It's a long road to main event time. We may go here, and we may go a little meow. Maybe a little meow. But yeah, anyway, this. Don't get me started with the South Park references, but just waiting for main event time. About to see Abdullah Mason, the blue chip prospect. Another, when it comes to big time prize fighting, that's PBC these days with the big pay-per-views. Although the Top Rank did their thing in the Haney Lomachenko pay-per-view, but at the beginning level of the sport, the prospect level, no one's better than Top Rank right now between Jared, Tiger Johnson, Keyshawn Davis, Abdullah Mason, Emiliano Vargas is another one. Raymond Murataya is a good lightweight on the rise, and on and on. They just have a great stable of young prospects on the rise. It's tough to convert them to stardom in this sport, but they definitely got the best crop of prospects in boxing, does Top Rank. Calm down, boss, says angry casual fan. All right, I'll calm down, angry casual fan. We're done with the South Park stuff, but yeah. Oh, good impersonation, fire my. Oh, right, yeah. Much love to the man. I do. It is one of the easiest ones to just break out. Is that impersonation? But Jahai Tucker got upset. Talk about it. What's up, angry casual fan? I'm not surprised. I was never as high on Jahai Tucker as some people were. He was starting to get a buzz out here in Las Vegas in the gyms. Top Rank was starting to like him. I was starting to hear that name, Jahai Tucker, and never had that athletic frame at heavyweight. Solid fighter, but never jumped out like a Jared Anderson as a prospect. So good, actually not too surprised to hear he got upset. I never was enamored with his talent, but he was starting to get some buzz over the last 2 years. But no, not that surprised. Here comes Abdullah Mason to the ring now. Abdullah and all of his brothers, their names all begin with an A. And their dad is a very humble man, raised them to be pretty devout Muslims, very, very much, like into the fundamentalist side of Islam. I'm ignorant when it comes to that religion, but he's, I know in the United States there's the Nation of Islam, and I don't want to say he's not associated with that, but I do know the Nation of Islam is kind of a different sect than fundamental Islam, Islamic orthodoxy, maybe you would call it. I could be wrong. But yeah, they're very devout Muslims, pray 5 times a day, do the Mason brothers, a humble bunch. But Abdullah has always had an edge to him. Him and his brothers are all very nice, very approachable people, good family people. But Abdullah, the other brothers they're all humble, but the other brothers, the oldest one, Amir, is a great guy. They're extremely humble. Abdullah's always had a little bit of that cockiness to him, a healthy bit, like he knows he's nice, and he's got a little bit of that edge to him. Whereas his brothers are especially the older ones, are just very, very, very kind, approachable people. Abdullah is too, but he's a little more reserved than them and has a little bit more of an edge to him, a little bit more of a quiet, cocky confidence to him that he brings with him. So I like Abdullah Mason. Recalling him sparring Devin Haney at 15 and 16, that's probably going to age well as a memory. I was probably watching 2 future, legit top elite fighters, and I knew Devin was one and was going to continue to be one, but I didn't know in that moment quite what Abdullah was going to be. And there's people very, very taken with his talent. I love this matchmaking, fighting a guy who's 37 from Brazil, probably fought, not a who's who of guys, but a good record. 20 wins in 24 fights, 14 knockouts in those 20 wins, and it's a good fight for young Abdullah Mason. Let's see how he looks. So, you got it, Dusty Cole. Masala, brother, says Earthquake. Oh, thank you, brother. I appreciate that. Okay, here we go. Abdullah Mason starting with right hooks to the body and a straight left hand to the body and a 1-2 to the body and a straight left hand to the body. Beautiful. Oh, so I was behind. My stream was late. We're already halfway through round 1, and Abdullah Mason is poking and prodding to the body, and his form looks excellent, and his distance control, just watching him here right now. Sweeping left hand gets blocked. Jab lands up top for Abdullah Mason in that southpaw stance. Measuring with that lead hand. Taking little half steps forward to Oliveira, changing the levels in his stance, picks his guard up in the high guard, shoots that jab out of the high guard, hooks off the jab, steps over to his right, and D. Oliveira smiling, straight left hand, and then he slides underneath the counter from Oliveira. Beautiful, sharp punching and technique and hand speed by Abdullah Mason here in round 1. Takes a step back, makes Oliveira reach, and then teaches him with a hard, sharp jab. Straight left hand to the body. Oh, lead right hook in the center of the ring lands for Abdullah Mason. Another lead right hook up top. Straight left hand to the body by Abdullah Mason. A jab and a right hook followed by a straight left hand up top. Super sharp, steak knife sharp for Abdullah Mason right now in round 1. I love what I'm seeing. Great eyes, coordination, vision. Not excessive movement, not wasting any movement, just stepping over to his left, taking half steps back, making his guy reach, making him pay. Oliveira with a jab to the body. Little lead right hook up top. Sweeps a little sweeping left, a little bit of a left uppercut to the body for Abdullah Mason. Almost gets caught in an exchange, and the referee doesn't rule it a knockdown or anything. And good call. Abdullah picking his hands up, slides off the shot beautifully. Pivots off to his right, pokes with his jab, takes little half steps back, straight left hand through the center. Beautiful first round for Abdullah Mason. My stream was lagging. I only caught half the round, but beautiful straight left hands to the body, a couple of right hooks, just working beautifully from Abdullah Mason. Really looking very sharp in that first round. Really like what I'm seeing from the 18, 19-year-old Abdullah Mason. Good stuff. Got over 300 people here. What's up, Chat Daddy? Thank you for the super chat. The real number 4, Chat Daddy. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Appreciate it, man. Earthquake said, I am not Nation of Islam, but I don't speak bad about no one. Preach, brother. I feel you on that. Nelly, would you consider Errol or Bud to be a better fighter? We'll definitely find out July 29th, but I give the edge to Crawford there. Give the edge to Crawford. The angry casual fan saying he got dropped. Didn't look like he got dropped to me. Live. Damn, who's that on the undercard looking good? Who was that? We'll have to check back later, but Abdullah Mason back in round 2, that straight left hand to the body, and I just like how tight and compact and sharp everything is from Abdullah Mason, from the balance in his stance, from the way he doesn't excessively move to get where he wants to go in the ring, to picking his hands up in the beautiful left uppercut. Abdullah Mason switching stances, lead hand low, picks it back up, boom, left uppercut, sneaks it in there. This kid might be special, man. This kid might be special. I mean, I know he's just a prospect fighting the guy doing what he's supposed to do, but I got some good boxing eyes, and this kid looks really fucking good here in round 2, man. So sharp. Like, everything is coming out. Ping, ping. Measure with the jab. Ping, ping. Every movement is sharp, from the high guard to dropping the lead hand, and his eyes are wide open, this kid. His eyes are wide open like the good ones, like the elite ones. He's seeing everything. He's got that vision right now. Eyes wide open, seeing everything defensively and offensively, and picking and prodding, sharpshooting. Really good stuff by Abdullah Mason. Not staying on his jab, sometimes pawing with it, sometimes sticking it in there, but always knowing where his opponent is, feeling him out of that southpaw stance. Good tight moves defensively, not using that excessive lateral movement. Straight left hand pop shot by Abdullah Mason. Straight left hand into the right hook by Abdullah Mason. Measuring with that lead hand, straight left hand to the body, straight left hand up top. These are sharp. Oh, now a combination, 4 or 5 punch combination, another 4 or 5 punch combination, and he finishes with the right hook to the body to buzz Oliveira to the body. Now he measures with that lead hand, straight left hand to the body. I like Abdullah Mason, chat. I like him. The right hook buzzes Oliveira, and then sweeping left hands, and then a left uppercut, and down goes Oliveira. I like him, chat. I like him. This boy is the truth. Oliveira's done. Steve Willis waves it off. Oliveira doesn't recover in the second round. I'm tempted to say Abdullah Mason's special. Damn. I like what I saw, chat. Oh man, I like what I saw, chat. I really like what I saw. He's waving the crowd saying, come on, that was phenomenal. At this stage, at 18, 19 years old, in his 9th fight, that kid kind of showed me everything just now. He was sharp, he was smart, he didn't get hit, he picked his shots, he was accurate, he touched the body over and over again, he finished with combinations, he had the pop shots, he had the multi-punch combinations. I like Abdullah Mason. This kid might be special. Rodrigo da Silva said, calm down, Shaggy. Look, Rodrigo, I love boxing, and when I know when I see something good, this kid is good, man. this kid is good. This kid might be better than Keyshawn. And Keyshawn's phenomenal too at prospect. Oh, man. Lightweight is insane. Kid Austin, Molly Mall. Kid Austin is a great athletic talent. Kid Austin ain't sharp like this kid. Kid Austin relies more on his athletic. He's not as sharp and as skilled as this kid. This kid's sharper with it, Molly Mall. That'd be great. Oh, I got a super chat to get to. My bad. I was getting so excited I forgot the super chat. Chat Daddy, the real 4. Thank you, brother, for the super chat. Said, do you think Lennox Lewis would have beaten Tyson Fury? I do think Lennox would have beaten Tyson Fury. Would have been a hell of a fight. The best version of Tyson Fury was the second Wilder fight. He was hell. He was hell on wheels that night. He'd have been tough for any... Tyson Fury, the night he beat Wilder in the rematch, is a really tough fight for any heavyweight that ever lived at 6'9", 270. And maybe he would have beat Lennox Lewis, but I still would have given the edge to Lennox, who punches harder than Fury and had one of the all-time jabs, one of the all-time right hands. And I think Lennox would have found himself in a dogfight like in the Vitaly Klitschko fight, where it's one of the rare times he's not the bigger guy with the longer arms, and he kind of had to cut the distance and dog it out against Vitaly Klitschko. That's how he opened up that cut. He started taking the fight to Vitaly and hitting him to the body in the clinches, showing that a guy, Lennox, most people didn't think Lennox had a chin, and he had to walk through Vitaly's best punches and take the fight to him. He got that cut and got the TKO. I think Lennox would have had to have, and Lennox wasn't even really in shape that night, but he would have had to have been in shape and have that kind of approach and would have had to win a war against Tyson Fury. And I think Lennox would have won the fight, but he definitely could have lost it too. That would have been a hell of a fight. The Lennox that fought Rahman in the rematch against Fury from the Wilder rematch, that's a tough 50-50 type fight. I would give the edge to Lennox. He's only 18, Drakeo Edwards. Yeah, I love what I saw, man. The Angry Casual fan says, Kid Austin destroys Mason. Nah, I like this kid better. Angry Casual. I like this kid better. Kid Austin is an explosive, gifted athlete, and he's got swag and everything. His dad's a cool guy, but I think Abdullah Mason's dad's got the better mentality, more level-headed, a little more humble approach. I like Kid Austin. I love Kid Austin's athletic talent, but I don't see the skill level from Kid Austin that I see tonight from Abdullah Mason. It's that skill level, that sharpness to all his moves on offense and defense that jumped out. And then he has the physical talent to go with it. He's a tall, long, lightweight with fast hands. Looked like he has some solid pop in both hands, but it's his skills. His skills are on another level from Kid Austin early in their careers. Kid Austin might be even a little bit more gifted, explosive athlete, but he's not on the skill level of Abdullah Mason that I saw tonight. Not yet. What's up, Marky Love? So, watching from Toledo, rooting for my hometown boy, Henderson. I'm digging how passionate you are about boxing. It's fun to watch, man. Thank you, Graham Duras. And shout out to Toledo, Ohio tonight. Ohio in the building. My man, Ron Goodall, is having a little bit of his homecoming for FightHype. Ron Goodall's down there in Ohio. Hell, the chief of FightHype, BT, he runs it from Ohio. So, yeah, FightHype has a lot of roots in Ohio. Not me included. I'm a New Yorker first, and then lived out here in Vegas most of my life. But Neko T said, and we're chilling now until main event time. ESPN doing their packages on Jared Anderson. So Neko T saying, is it true? Fire my bones saying I'll take Mason too, Sean. Yeah, fire my bones. You guys know I cover a lot of fights. I cover all the fights I can. We call fights here live. We see prospects here on live, and I think you guys just got the biggest reaction from a prospect bout that we've done on a live since we started doing these lives 2 years ago. I think that's the most passionate reaction I've had to a prospect bout from Abdullah Mason on these FightHype lives. But someone, Neko T said, is it true that Max Kellerman lost his job on ESPN? Yeah, I believe that's being reported. And I saw a lot of he and Han, a lot of laughing at Max's expense once he got laid off by some people in boxing. And Look, man, if shit, I wish you guys could laugh at me for getting fired from ESPN after the kind of money and career Max has had thus far. If Max never works another day in broadcasting in his life, he's a winner. He's arguably a modern sports broadcasting legend. So shout out to Max, who's definitely an inspiration of mine. Definitely one of the guys I plucked from a young age, including the rest of the guys from HBO. I think I definitely tried to incorporate from a young age that HBO swag from their broadcast teams, into how I approach boxing a little bit. And they got a lot of haters towards the end of their run when things got very political and they came off as biased sometimes for certain fighters and all that. But we all know HBO was the shit. HBO was the best. It was the GOAT of modern era of boxing, So shout out to Max, man. He'll land on his feet. He'll be fine. And even if for some reason he never gets another gig in his life, he's probably made enough money to live off that shit for the rest of his life. So shout out to Max Kellerman, man. Thank you, Graham Duras. I'm happy you're looking forward to watching Abdullah Mason after that fight now. He's a very exciting prospect, no doubt about it. Are you the owner of FightHype? Nope, no, I'm not. I'm not a don. I'm a capo. I'm not the capo de tutti. I'm not the capo de tutti capi. I'm just a capo. Like Tupac would talk about on Death Row, how Suge was the don and he was a capo. He was a Death Row capo. I'm a FightHype capo. So, Max should stick to boxing. 3 pumps, yeah, but he went for the gold, man. He went for the mountaintop. He talked about the NFL and the NBA, made more money, got more exposure doing it. It kind of took him off course from the boxing beat a little bit, and maybe a break will be good for Max, man. I'm not worried about the man. He's had a hell of a career already, and he'll land on his feet and do great going forward. He's Max, so he'll be good to go. And I do miss a little bit of that early ESPN Friday Night Fights Max Kellerman. I do miss a little bit of that early that 2000s around the horn Max Kellerman before, he got replaced by Tony Reali because, he knew his worth and wanted more money. So we do need that 2000s Max back, but 2010s Max was busy getting paid with Stephen A. Smith. God bless him. Graham Duras says, thanks for the Toledo shout-out, brother. Downtown is electric right now. Thank you for the super chat, Graham Duras. And that's crazy that, that's not crazy. That's awesome that Jared Anderson has Toledo on fire. This kid has the talent to be the next heavyweight champion from America. So it makes sense that his hometown would get behind him. This kid is an exciting talent. He's raised some eyebrows this last week talking about being not in love with boxing, talking about an early retirement in his mid-20s. But, I read that as a 23-year-old being, kind of sharing, wearing his heart on his sleeve, sharing his vulnerabilities and insecurities with us in the moment. And I have a funny feeling, God might have something in store for Jared Anderson tonight. A little healthy adversity that makes him realize I am built for this and I do want this. It's not just something I'm good at. I have a funny feeling that's going to happen tonight. I could be extremely wrong, but we'll see. Notable fights in Toledo's history. Jack Dempsey knocking out big old Jess Willard in 1919. Damn. Sugar Ray Robinson getting a unanimous decision in 48. Joe Louis in an exhibition against Art Swindon. Muhammad Ali fought in Toledo, Ohio. So those are some big fights that have happened in Toledo. Southpaw 7 said this guy is just a fanboy. Fanboy for who, Southpaw 7? Let's be a little more specific here. Shakur Stevenson in the back dressing room with Jared Anderson. And they got 8 minutes till main event time, chat. David Tua would smash them all. David Tua might be a little too short for today's heavyweight division. If he lands, that's your ass. Tua is one of the great punchers, up there with Ernie Shavers, Ron Lyle, in terms of the best punchers. He's one of the best punchers, period, but especially one of the best punchers that never actually became heavyweight champion. Tua's on a very short list of guys like Lyle and Shavers and himself, for sure. Jim Lampley, Max Kellerman, Roy Jones, all available. What's up with that? Well, Brother Mazone, they may not... They were kind of the adversaries of some of the people in the business. Top Rank disbanded from HBO towards the end. PBC disbanded from HBO sooner than that. Those are the two biggest powers in boxing, PBC, Top Rank. And they both had a falling out with HBO. So those are the two main employers. And if you had a falling out with them, it might not be easy for them to want to hire you. So, and then it's a good thing that Jim didn't go to DAZN. That would have hurt the brand. You know, I wonder if Jim Lampley has called his last fight. I would think not. I've actually been in touch with Jim over the last week, trying to get him on the channel, trying to interview him here on FightHype. He says I'm not holding him to it. You know, I have no entitlement that Jim Lampley owes me an interview. But apparently, you know, Jim's got to take some time with him and his family right now, and we might be able to get him on the channel in the next 2 weeks or so. We'll see what happens with Jim Lampley. But shout out to Jim. Hope everything's going well for him back home in North Carolina. You know, the GOAT, the blow-by-blow GOAT. Fuck the haters. Oh, that's my dog barking. What's up, 6'2" Mexican? What's going on in the chat? Pumas Rigo, has football and basketball taken the potential heavyweights? Yeah. Larry Merchant talked about that, you know, almost 2 decades ago, that maybe the next great American heavyweight is playing linebacker in the NFL, you know. That's a long-held belief. My dog will shut up eventually, I'm sure. I might have to open the door chat and tell the dog to shut up, but I hope not. Scott G says, I used to watch boxing on USA back in the day and HBO in the 80s and 90s. So those were the days. So I know. I mean, I was too young then. I started watching boxing seriously in the very early 2000s when HBO was still really in its prime. I think HBO's prime ended. I know exactly when HBO's prime began to really end. And they had some excellent fights after this moment. Don't get me wrong. They still held on and had great fights for a decade after this moment. But the moment HBO began to really fall out of its prime was 2004, when Roy Jones gets knocked out by Tarver and Oscar De La Hoya gets knocked out by Bernard Hopkins. Those two, that was symbolic. Those two were the flag bearers of HBO from the early 90s all the way up until that point, with De La Hoya and Roy Jones. They were HBO to the bone. And Trinidad soon thereafter got dominated by Winky Wright. Shane Mosley was taking L's to Winky Wright, Vernon Forrest, and the Fernando Vargas couldn't win at the top level anymore. And so this nucleus that they had built up in the late 90s, throughout the 90s into the early 2000s, Fernando Vargas, Shane Mosley, Felix Trinidad, Oscar De La Hoya, Lennox Lewis. Lennox Lewis retired the year before. He has his last fight against Vitaly Klitschko. And they just slowly kind of lost their stars, and it kind of just dwindled down into Floyd and Manny. And that's all that was left of the 8. And then eventually Floyd leaves for Showtime. Manny starts taking some losses to Marquez and Bradley around that time. And what kept HBO afloat was Oscar took Canelo over there, took him away from Showtime in 2015, and that helped them hold on for a couple more years, but that was pretty much the end. So 3 Pumps says Lampley loves Oscar. He was so biased. Yeah, he was. But it's hard not to be biased for Oscar De La Hoya. His combinations in jab were awesome. What's up, son? Oh! Can I get a water? Could you get me a water?
Oh, Dad.
Say hi.
Hi.
Say, what's up, everybody?
What's up, everybody?
Who's gonna win, Jared Anderson or Charles Martin?
Martin.
No, don't say that, son. You usually get these fights right. It's Jared Anderson's gonna win. Yeah. Can you say Big Baby Anderson?
Baby.
Big Baby.
Oh.
There he is, Big Baby Anderson.
Who that?
Who's that? That's our best hope in America, baby. That's our chance to take the titles from the Europeans, Usyk and Fury, and bring them back to the US of A. That's who that is, son. That's Big Baby Jared Anderson.
Yeah.
That's all we got.
You can get into the mirror.
No, I'm not getting in the mirror.
You get into the mirror.
But thank you.
No. You get into the mirror or Luigi Mansion.
Luigi's Mansion?
Yeah.
You want to play Luigi's Mansion later? Okay. Say, Thank you, love.
You're welcome.
Thank you, love.
A taxi.
There you
Oh.
go.
Taxi.
Okay, you wanna go?
All right, say bye, everybody.
Say bye-bye.
Oh, I want to play. I want to get cookies.
Oh, he wants cookies now. Now he wants cookies.
Ring with us.
He wants Luigi's Mansion and cookies. I'm trying to teach him about the next great American heavyweight. Hopefully, potentially, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed, I don't want to get a passport and have to fly to Europe every time I want to see a world title fight in the heavyweight division. Please, Jared Anderson, please. Come through in the clutch for us in America. All right. Baby FightHype. Yep, that's right. That's my twin, little Sean. Little Leonardo. I am a father of 3, blessed to you. Thank you, brother. God bless to you and your family too, man. Young GOAT. You already know. You already know Malcolm Xbox. That's the young GOAT. I'm a little disappointed he picked he picked Charles Martin tonight, but I'm still proud father. Fire in my bones said Sean, Roy Jones, and Al Bernstein should be calling the fights. Ooh, that'd be fire. Fire in my bones. That'd be fire. Scott G says you know your boxing history. Might be as knowledgeable as Paulie. That's a compliment. Paulie still probably got me beat, but I'm doing all I can. So yeah. Martin Smith, yes sir. Love my family, man. Love my family. Mrs. FightHype looking good. Thank you, Myron Sports Talk TV. We'll leave it at that. We won't let it progress from that compliment. I'm comfortable with that compliment. Anything after that make me a little No, I'm just kidding. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. Timmy Alexander says you have a beautiful family. Don't cut his hair. No, that hair is the one. That hair is not going anywhere. That's the movie star hair right there for Leo. I don't think I'm gonna eat this Chick-fil-A on stream. I might if I get hungry. It's there. Is that Street Fighter back there? No, this is NFL Blitz. That's the NFL Blitz cabinet, but I do got a lot of Street Fighter here up in my office on the Dreamcast. I got Third Strike. If you know, you know. I got Third Strike. I got Marvel 2. James Jackson, Sean, are you an I think you mean Indiana Jones fan? No, actually. I'm not a huge fan of Hollywood blockbusters. Like, I'm not the biggest Spielberg fan. I like Jurassic Park, the original. I acknowledge he's a good director. I'm not into, like, the Marvel movies. Like, I like things a little more cerebral. I like Martin Scorsese, John Singleton, Francis Coppola, Brian De Palma. I like the more cerebral. I like those American crime films. They're just so good and authentic and interesting. And, you know, Goodfellas and Casino and, you know, like I said, I love Baby Boy. I think Baby Boy is a very underrated intellectual film. I think people just see a whole bunch of cursing and drama going on, but that film has a lot of smart points to it and a lot of really good, authentic acting. Baby Boy, I think everyone acknowledges it's an entertaining movie, but it's a really good movie too. So yeah, that's Pulp Fiction. Yeah, James Jackson. Yeah, I like Tarantino. I don't love him as much. I don't think his films say as much as a Martin Scorsese, but he has some great films. Pulp Fiction's great. I enjoyed Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Reservoir Dogs. But again, he leans a little bit to that, you know, Django was hilarious, but he leans a little bit into that action film genre. And action films aren't as intelligent as drama, as films that are dialogue heavy about the characters and about truth and, you know, that kind of stuff. Because I think there's a lot of truth in movies like Goodfellas. As much as they seem to glorify violence and gangsters and mafia guys, they kind of always end, if you really look through it all, with a evil catches up to you message. Henry Hill is in hell by the end of Goodfellas. You know, it doesn't work out well for these mafia guys, and it's not a corny crime doesn't pay message. No, it's not that crime doesn't pay, it's that evil catches up to you is kind of the theme of some of those films. Anyways, here we go for main event time. Jared Anderson, Charles Martin. Charles Martin 6'5", Jared Anderson 6'4". Charles Martin 250, Jared Anderson 243. Charles Martin 80-inch reach, Jared Anderson 78.5-inch reach. So to off the top, this feels like the first time Jared is not just fighting a guy bigger than him. He fought a Russian. He may have fought a couple of Russians in his last 5 fights that were big guys, but they were kind of stiffs. Not former world title holders who had fought some of the best in the division. Charles Martin is the most decorated fighter he'll have fought so far in the pros, and he's bigger than him. So 26 knockouts and 29 wins. He's got his sons that he fights for who are suffering with autism. So he's fighting for a lot. And a shout out to Charles Martin, because you couldn't tell. The fight ended so quickly with Anthony Joshua. You didn't really get to tell what was underneath the hood, in his fighting heart. You don't become a world titleist and get as far in the pros as he did up until that point, winning the IBF title without having heart. Duh. But relatively speaking, how much heart compared to the other guys in the sport around your echelon? And there was questions about Charles Martin. Does this guy really got the heart like that? And to my eyes, in his 2 losses, he impressed me against Konoski and Luis Ortiz because of his fighting spirit. He was a dog in both of that fights and just came up short, lost the fight. But he came to fight both of those nights, and to me, kind of removed any doubts or questions about, does this guy got the heart when he gets in the ring? In defeat, he showed it to me in both of those fights, and he's won some fights too, obviously, since that 2-round blowout to Joshua back in 2016. So here comes Charles Martin to the ring now. Obviously not the hometown guy, but a relatively respected heavyweight who, again, was the IBF heavyweight title, took that belt overseas, made $5 million plus, and lost the belt to Joshua. Was only the heavyweight champion for less than 3 years, and not really the heavyweight champion. Again, a heavyweight world title holder in the era where Fury had just upset Klitschko, and that belt became vacant because Fury was unable to make his mandated title defense rematch with Klitschko. Those belts got stripped, and Charles Martin got his hands on one of them, and then Joshua took it off of him. So here he is. What does everybody think about Scarface? I think Scarface is the shit, and I see some opinions out there that, okay, Al Pacino was overacting, and that Scarface is actually kind of a terrible movie in retrospect. I disagree. It's a classic. It's a classic, and who cares if Pacino doesn't really sound like a Cuban? He's awesome. The movie's amazing. So here comes Jared Big Baby Anderson coming. Sajid Mahmood saying, how many rounds do you predict, Sean? I'm thinking this is going to be a Pier 6 brawl for about 5 or 6 rounds. I'm thinking this goes 5 or 6, maybe 4. I think Jared Anderson's going to stop Charles Martin in 5 or 6 rounds, but I wouldn't be surprised if Charles Martin makes Jared Anderson deal with his first bit of adversity in the pros. Wouldn't be surprised if we see that tonight. I haven't even seen There Will Be Blood. You know what's an underrated gangster classic? American Meat from Edward James Olmos. That's a really underrated great movie. They were calling him the Martin Scorsese of East LA. The problem is the Mexican Mafia wasn't as big a fan as being portrayed on screen like the Italian Mafia was. Sometimes the Italian Mafia, during the making of Godfather, allegedly would drop a hint, hey, make it more authentic with this. Would send a guy over on the set to help with this or that. Whereas the Mexican Mafia, a lot of the extras in America Me got murdered after the filming of that movie for being in that movie. That movie was very legit, and the movie brought about so much violence for some of the people in there that Edward James almost wasn't able to make multiple crime dramas about the Mexican Mafia like Martin Scorsese was with the Italian mob, which sucks because, again, American Me's a classic. Anyways, Jared Anderson coming to the ring now. Got the mean look in his eyes, looks ready to go. He's got the marching band behind him, the hometown marching band. That place looks just about sold out in Toledo, Ohio, so a hell of a homecoming for Jared Anderson. Here he goes. Let's hear it. Anderson looking ready to go, ready to fight. Made a lot of noise this week, a lot of headway, talking about retiring at 26, retiring at 27, not being in love with boxing. And again, I wouldn't be surprised if Martin makes him pull through an adverse moment that rekindles that passion and love for boxing, because pulling through that adversity is something not everyone's capable of. It takes something special inside of you to pull through that adversity in the professional boxing ring. And I have a feeling if Jared has to pull through something like that tonight, it'll kind of galvanize his passion. Not just doing it because he's good at it and it's a responsibility to himself to set himself up financially for life, but but reignite that passion. I just got a feeling that could happen tonight, but we'll see. Jared Anderson in the ring, getting the Vaseline put on him by Stitch Duran. They are going crazy in Toledo, Ohio for Jared Anderson. He has sold that place out just about, and it's a really lively crowd. Maybe just sold out the lower bowl. They may have tarped off the top bowl, but very good crowd on hand in Toledo, Ohio. Good energy in that arena, it would appear. The lower bowl is sold out. So good audience tonight for Jared Anderson. Let's see. Do you think the retiring talk was for clicks? No. I think that's just him kind of being vulnerable, off the cuff, emotions on his sleeve kind of thing. I think that's just him kind of being vulnerable, insecure, and just kind of like kind of feeling sorry for himself. Like, fuck, boxing is hard. Why do I gotta do? Why me? Why do I gotta be the guy who gets punched in the face for a living and has to fight all these big bad motherfuckers, and everyone expects me to come out on top through everyone and put all the, like you saw me joking around with my son before the fight. This is our hope. This is our hope for America, So he's feeling that pressure, and he's like, am I doing it for random people like Sean who want America to have a fighter and a heavyweight champ? Or am I doing this for me because I love it and I want it? And I think a moment of adversity tonight could make him realize you are fighting for you, bro. You're doing it for your own journey, your own destiny, your own purpose in life. It's not to serve and to amuse us. We're just watching your journey and want to see you fight. You're doing it for yourself, brother. Don't get wrapped up into the capitalist, exploitative, subliminal brainwashing out there, saying that, trying to convince you that you're a exploitative from the capitalist system for the amusement of the audience. Nah, man, you're fighting for yourself and your family to be great, and to reach greatness in your own personal destiny, man. And we're here to watch. So let's see what we get here. Main event time. Ricardo P says, "Let's go Yankees." Bert Martinez says, "Classic Scorpio." I've seen you say that a couple of times, Bert. What do you mean? What do you mean by classic Scorpio for Jared Anderson? 6'2" Mexican said, "Hit the nail on the head, bro." Appreciate that, man. Presidential Dame says, "Did the main event start yet?" No, not yet. Not yet. Antonio James says, "Jared's going to stop him, no doubt. Only question is if Charles will last 6 rounds. Rodrigo de Silva, that I'm not going to repeat that. Charles N, what's up, brother? Let me see here. Gangs of New York's a class. Gangs of New York was cool. Daniel Day-Lewis. I don't love Daniel Day-Lewis like other people do. Gangs of New York was cool. It was PG-13. That you can't have a gangster flick at PG-13. And Cameron Diaz and Leonardo DiCaprio being Irish. I mean, it was good. It was cool. It's not one of my favorites, but it was fine. But thank you, Wilson. Thank you for adding more good movies into the chat. So, Sean, I heard you paint houses. Great line. Great line. I still like that movie, even though it has its flaws and it's imperfect and it's just weird seeing De Niro with fake blue eyes and everything. But I still like that movie because it touches on so much important history that's being forgotten, the Jimmy Hoffa stuff. So yeah, Charles Martin, Jared Anderson getting their ring introductions, both in the ring. Jared Anderson getting derobed, getting a big hero's welcome, and Jared Anderson, the number 8 ranked heavyweight by ESPN. Jared Anderson's body has transformed. When he came, he still had some big baby had some baby fat when he first came onto the scene, and his body has transformed. He's much more of a chiseled athlete now. Good, got some abs, arms are looking solid, but it doesn't look like he's gotten too chiseled up to where it doesn't have that nice natural look in the heavyweight division. Guys like Ali, they were cut up, they had muscle, but they didn't look like weightlifters. They didn't look like bodybuilders like they were on PX90 or whatever. They looked like fighters. And Jared Anderson looks like an American heavyweight fighter in good chiseled shape, but not a weightlifter, not too chiseled up, just right, in really good shape right now. The best physical shape I've seen Jared Anderson in, judging by his body, is tonight. So, lots of confidence and swagger from Jared Anderson in that corner. And let's see what he brings into round 1. Can't wait to see this. Blood in, blood out. Blood in, blood out just can't hold a candle to American me, Richard Lemon. I'm sorry. That's just how I feel. So, St. Louis in the house. Angry casual fan, St. Louis in the house. Shout-outs to Chingy. Shout-outs to Nelly. Shout-out to Darren Cunningham III. And shout-out to Corey Spinks. Shout-out to all the greats from St. Louis. My man Robert Oil, all the way in Ohio. What's up, Robert Oil? Getting refereeing the fight tonight? Do your thing, Robert. It's a good question, Fire in My Bones. I think he gives them good advice and probably sometimes bad advice without realizing it. Here we go. Round 1. Jared Anderson, who can switch, starts in the orthodox stance and has Charles Martin backing away, back into his left, back into his right is Charles Martin, pawing with his jab. Suits a straight left hand to the body, does Charles Martin, to start this fight. Anderson applying a little bit of pressure early on Charles Martin, and both guys, Charles Martin, the southpaw, Jared Anderson, orthodox, takes his first straight right hand to the body, reaching with it a little bit, falling short with it. Anderson on that front foot, taking the fight to Martin a little bit. Both guys fencing with their lead hands, orthodox versus southpaw. Neither guy getting the jab in. Martin shoots his jab, doesn't get it in. Jared Anderson touches a little bit with that straight right hand to the body, straight left hand to the body in the middle of the ring for Charles Martin. Now a nice jab to the body by Jared Anderson, looking to close the gap. Got Martin a little bit close to the ropes. Anderson pawing with that jab, trying to freeze Martin. But Martin wisely stepping over to his left, keeping it long, using his superior length. Anderson gets that jab in from long range. Martin stepping off to his left, shoots a little straight left hand to the body, but Anderson sees it coming, parries it down. Anderson landing his jab up top, jabs to the body but falls short. Martin wisely staying on the outside and staying patient early on. Doesn't want to give this kid anything too much early on. Little feint from Martin, creates a little space, and he misses the jab. Anderson gets his jab blocked. Anderson, the aggressive fighter here in round 1, controlling the distance. Oh wait, little lag in my stream halfway through this first round. Damn you, stream. Okay, we're good. Martin goes with a jab to the body in the center of the ring. Anderson seeing those jabs and those straights to the body coming. Little bit of a left hook by Jared Anderson. Now a straight left hand to the chest for Charles Martin in the center of the ring. Anderson controlling the distance, doubles up his jab, lands that jab to the body and makes Martin back straight away. Gets away from the jab up top, but that jab to the body landed for Anderson. Anderson pawing with that lead hand a little bit, staying on the front foot, shoots the jab. Martin pulling away from it. Straight right hand to the body for Jared Anderson, touching Charles Martin. Anderson feinting and pawing with the jab a little bit, fencing that lead hand. Martin feints the backhand, the brick hand, the straight left, steps off to his right. Martin with that lead hand low. Anderson staying in the orthodox stance, taking little half steps forward. But Martin has at least gotten more respect from Jared Anderson in round 1 than any of these other guys, just with his distance control and his size. Staying smart on the outside. Straight left hand to the chest for Charles Martin. He tries to open up. Straight left hand down the pipe. Off the mark for Charles Martin, but he tries to open up with a couple of big left hands there. Jared Anderson with good vision. Nice counter by Jared Anderson. Countering the straight left hand to the body. He parried it and then countered with 2 shots. Now 2 straight right hands for Jared Anderson, but he eats a straight left hand with his chin up. Finishes with a right hand to the body. Martin trying to back him off with a straight left hand, and that's it for round 1. Not a lot of accuracy for either fighter, but 10-9 Jared Anderson. Martin did pick his head up with a straight left hand in the last 15 seconds, but Jared Anderson got the better of that round, controlled the round, took the fight to Martin, backed him up, landed some of his jabs to the body. Both guys touched the body, touched the chest with their backhands. Good educated stuff from both heavyweights in round 1. 10-9 Jared Anderson after that first round. James Jackson, listen to a lot of New York artists all day. Yes, sir. Love from Los Angeles, says Jesus Flores. Shout out, man. Much love to LA. All the way to San Bernardino, down to San Diego, up the coastline to San Jose, San Francisco, and Oakland, and all in between. So here we go. That was a solid, good first out. And Jared Anderson was forced to respect Charles Martin more than his other opponents because Charles Martin, with his length, a little more educated and smart, using little step overs to the left and to the right. Here we go, round 2. Anderson again on the front foot, outlanded Charles Martin 15-4 in round 1. I didn't quite see him landing 15 punches, but CompuBox giving Anderson credit for that round. Little jab landing for Charles Martin as he steps off to the right. Anderson keeping his chin up a little bit here. Something to watch out for. Anderson picking his hands up, stepping to Charles Martin. Martin being patient, stepping in with his own jab. Anderson gets away from it, resets, and reapplies his pressure. Anderson with upper body movement. Martin touching with the jab a little bit. Anderson coming back at him, and they fall into the clinch. Anderson picking his hands up, jabs to the body, reaches a little bit with that jab to the body. You got to wonder if Martin's trying to walk him into a straight left hand here. They exchange, and Anderson gets the better of it with that left hook in the center of the ring, but Martin took the left hook well. Straight right hand to the body for Jared Anderson against the southpaw. Jared landing that jab after feinting it a little bit. They fence with their lead hands a little bit. Martin stepping over to his right, shoots that jab through the center. Anderson with a lead left hook. Martin trying to roll with it, but it hits the top of his head a little bit there. Anderson jabbing Martin backwards. Jab to the body by Jared Anderson. Martin trying to walk him into a straight left hand off that jab to the body, but Anderson with his eyes open doesn't eat it. Anderson continuing to apply pressure, walks into a jab by Charles Martin a little bit while trying to set up his own jab. Martin starting to breathe a little heavy, still using his feints, still keeping it long in the center of the ring around 2. Wait, I got a little freeze here, unfortunately. Okay, here we go, back on it. Anderson staying on top of Martin, but Martin is slowing down that pace and is making Anderson reach at times. They're fencing with the lead hand. Anderson trying to apply pressure, get Martin near the ropes. Lead left hook lands for Jared Anderson on the side of the head. Martin backs away a little bit. Straight right hand to the body. Sweeping right hand lands up top for Jared Anderson, and then a left hook and a right hand after it. Martin tries to fight him off a little bit. Anderson starting to break through here in round 2. Straight right hand falls a little short. Martin moves off to his right to avoid the jab. Martin stepping over to his right. Anderson putting the jab on him, staying on his front foot. Martin continuing to walk over to his right. Now he steps to his left, back near the ropes. Anderson shooting a straight right hand to the body. Anderson missing his jab up top, staying on top of Charles Martin. 30 seconds left in this round. Martin backing away to his right. Anderson with a lead left hook lands it, and then a straight right hand to the body. Martin steps out of range. Resets in the center of the ring. Straight left hand lands for Charles Martin against Big Baby Anderson, but Anderson takes that punch very well. Nice straight left hand down the pipe for Martin. Another straight left hand to the chest of Jared Anderson. Anderson reaching with a straight right hand to the body. Martin trying to counter with a right hook, but didn't get it in. Anderson landing a jab, shoots a straight right hand to the body, stays on the front foot, and that is it for round 2. Outside of that straight left hand for Martin near the end there, that was Jared Anderson's round. Sweeping right hand and a left hook and a straight right hand, all landing for Anderson against Martin in the slow-mo just now. Slow-mo replay in between rounds. 20-18 for Jared Anderson. So, Martin's going to get slept, says Earthquake. So, we'll see. But you still saw that straight left hand for Charles Martin. It's just something to think about for Jared Anderson as he applies that pressure. But he's up 2-0. Good stuff. Fire in my bones. Sean, did you see Black Mass with Johnny Depp and Kill the Irishman about Danny? I did see Black Mass with Johnny Depp in theaters. I thought The Departed was much better. The Departed was a lot less based on Whitey Bulger, but Jack Nicholson was still kind of playing Whitey Bulger, and I thought he was way better than Johnny Depp. Anyway, here we go in round 3. What's up, Timmy Rice from Northern Ireland? Here we go, round 3. Martin already looking a little bit more the fatigued fighter at 37 years old. 28 punches landed to just 10 for Martin through 2 rounds. Anderson reasserting, that front foot dominance right now. Taking the fight to Martin, but hasn't just had his way with Martin. Martin has been patient and has kept it long on the outside and had to make Jared have to fight at a slower pace than he usually likes to. Straight left hand to the body by Charles Martin, set up off the jab. Martin holding his ground a little bit, stepping over to his right. Anderson shoots the jab. Martin gets his hand up to block it. Anderson with a lead left hook, but doesn't quite get it in. Martin tries to reach with his straight left hand to the body in that sequence. Anderson reaching with that jab body. Straight left hand down the pipe for Martin. The first one misses, but the second one touches Anderson a little bit. Anderson with a straight right hand falling a little short. A lot of sweat coming from Anderson here in round 3. Good jab to the body by Jared Anderson. This is about the length that Jared Anderson's fights average. 2.5 rounds. So we usually don't even see him this deep in a fight into the 3rd round. Anderson sweating a lot, high guard. Martin jabbing, not landing, but at least keeping him off and creating a little bit of distance. Anderson struggling to get inside a little bit here in round 3. 2 or 3 jabs from Charles Martin to back him out into the center of the ring and make him reset. Anderson short with a lead left hook. Anderson pulling his chin way up in the air to get away from a sweeping left hand from Charles Martin. My stream freeze for a minute there. But that chin is up in the air sometimes. Straight left hand to the body by Martin touches Anderson a little bit. Anderson falling short with the jab. Martin stepping over to his left. Martin having a better round in round 3. Straight left hand almost lands for Charles Martin. And Anderson pulling back with that chin up sometimes. Straight left hand keeps Anderson off. Now Anderson lands a long jab in the center of the ring. Minute left in this round. Anderson switching southpaw, reaching with the jab to the body. Almost gets countered. Now Martin comes with a left hand over the top in the center of the ring and lands a little bit there on Big Baby. Big Baby goes southpaw. Nice jab to the body and the southpaw stance for Big Baby Anderson. Both fighters in the southpaw stance now. Anderson stepping over to his left, shoots the jab to the body, catches the jab on his left glove. Charles Martin trying to counter with a right hook, but quick reflexes by Jared Anderson after reaching to the body and being able to still have the reflexes to get out of the way of the hook up top. Anderson coming forward, switching up stances from left to right, sometimes picking the hand up, sometimes dropping the lead hand, right hook to the body, trying to set up a straight left hand up top for Jared Anderson. Martin stepping in with a jab, but gets his straight left hand smothered after that jab. Anderson taking the fight to Martin to close the round. Knight lands a hard southpaw jab. Down goes Charles Martin in the exchange off a right hook. Down goes Martin. It's more of a flash knockdown. He's not terribly hurt, but that's a right hook knockdown. Martin trying to open up an exchange with Jared Anderson, and Anderson in that southpaw switch landed a right hook on the top of the head that dropped Martin momentarily. So that was a round that Martin was more competitive in, but now it's a 10-8 round for Jared Anderson. 30-26, Jared Anderson making that southpaw switch, got a little bit more accurate with his jab, and then off that jab, got Charles Martin to open up an exchange with him, and he got that right hook in. Yep, here on the replay, Anderson landing that southpaw jab, missing the straight left hand over the top, but moving his head off the line as he throws it, and then coming back with the right hook in the exchange beautifully, landing on Martin on the side of the face, dropping him to the seat of his butt. Martin didn't look terribly hurt, but he didn't see that left hook coming on the top of his head, or right hook coming, and it dropped him. Good stuff by Jared Anderson, showing the ability to switch hit in the heavyweight division, showing off some of that talent. Looks like Jared mouthed bitch ass to him after he dropped him too. Jared showing he can switch to the crowd right now in between rounds. Round 4, here we go. Aaron Wong saying Martin was always going to go down. It's just a matter of time. Yeah, but we wanted to see how we get there. Maybe he could make a moment happen before then. All right, Jared Anderson back on the front foot to start round 4. Let's see if he starts to sense the kill here. 35 punches landed for Anderson to just 16 for Martin through 3 rounds. Anderson staying on his front foot. Martin trying to create a little distance behind his jab to keep Anderson off. Make use of those longer arms. Stepping over to his right, pawing with his jab. Anderson stepping in with his jab. You got to wonder if a little bit of the fight will start to leave Martin now after that knockdown. Martin landing a little bit of a straight left hand. Anderson has a bad habit of pulling back with his chin up. Straight right hand down the pipe by Jared Anderson grazes Martin. Beautifully thrown straight right hand there by Anderson, who's back in the orthodox stance. Pulls straight back from that straight left hand by Charles Martin, but Martin not able to be effective with it. But a couple of scary sequences in the way Anderson pulls back from those straight left hands. Minute into the 4th, Anderson staying on top of Martin. Straight right hand to the body. Nice straight right hand to the body by Jared Anderson as he looks to apply that pressure. Lead left hook falls a little short for Jared Anderson. Straight left hand lands a little bit there for Charles Martin, and it creates some room for him back in the center of the ring. But that punch didn't land all the way flush, got part of it in. Straight right hand to the body for Jared Anderson. Charles Martin trying to counter with a left uppercut, but off the mark, and then clinches Jared after that. Halfway through the 4th. Martin stepping over to his right, doubles up the jab, paws with it 2 or 3 times, creates that distance. Anderson right on top of him, falls short with the jab up top. Straight left hand lands for Charles Martin. Anderson walking into it a little bit there, and then Martin tying him up right after landing it. Anderson switching back southpaw now. Jabs to the body. Martin trying to counter over the top with that jab to the body. Now Anderson takes a little half step back, makes Martin reach and tries to counter him with a right hook. Martin reaching with a 1-2, doesn't land. Anderson back on the front foot now after taking a couple of steps back in the southpaw stance. Martin trying to time that southpaw jab to the body with a left hand over the top, but Anderson feels it coming, senses it coming. Anderson staying on the front. Nice jab to the body against Charles Martin for Jared Anderson, applying more pressure here. Anderson, nice jab to the body again for Jared Anderson. It sets up a right hook up top. He gets Martin into the corner and hits him with a combination. Hits him with a right hook to the body. Hits him into the ropes with another combination. Martin, ugly sequence there for Charles Martin. 30 seconds left in the round. Nice jab to the body by Jared Anderson. When Jared switches southpaw and lands that jab to the body or to the head, it sets up shots for him. He's finding more success at southpaw. Now he's back in the orthodox, snapping, sweeping right hand to the body. Good body work by Jared Anderson here in round 4. Left hook lands for Jared Anderson, sets up a right hand and another left hook out of the orthodox stance for Jared Anderson. 10 seconds left. Shooting a straight right hand to the body. Drops his hands, licks his lips, looks at Charles Martin, taunts a little bit, pulls straight back and makes him fall short with that straight left hand. 4 rounds to nothing for Jared Anderson, 40-35 with the knockdown in round 3. So, good stuff. MM saying this guy looks like an imitation of Max Kellerman and get him a haircut before we talk ESPN. Appreciate that, Eminem. So, good work, Charles N. by Jared Anderson. Fire in my bones saying Martin could land that straight left if he set it up right. He's landed it a couple times and Jared's walked through it. He's landed it, about 4 or 5 times tonight. And he's walked through it, so I think it looks like he's just breaking down Martin, slowly beating the fight out of him a little bit. Martin knows with this aggressive youngster, he could take advantage of him and walk him into the straight left hand here or there, and he has. And I think that's what's keeping Martin, going. Is let me still see if I can walk him into a shot at some point. But he starts getting broken down a little bit. Here we are in the 5th round. I got all 4 rounds for Anderson. CompuBox has him landing 51 punches to just 22 for Charles Martin. So, round 5, center ring. Anderson has switched a lot in this fight. Anderson, nice little lead left hook, actually countering Charles Martin as Martin tried to reach with the jab. Anderson trying to check him with the hook there. Oh, nice check hook by Charles Martin, trying to do the same to Jared Anderson as he reached with a straight right hand. Martin trying to check him with a right hook. Now Martin throwing this hard straight left hand through the center, but Anderson with good reflexes saw it coming. Nice straight right hand. Good hand speed by Jared Anderson and not telegraphing the shot in the middle of the ring with that straight right hand up top. Oh, nice up. Anderson getting Martin to open up an exchange with him, and he got the better of it. Made Martin reach, and he countered him with a left hook. Now Martin touching with a straight left hand and a jab. Anderson dipping to the side, landing a left hook to the body. Martin trying to find that straight left hand, gets caught with a little check left hook by Jared Anderson. Anderson touching with the jab. They exchange a straight right hand and a straight left hand. Both guys getting it in a little bit there. Hold on, little pause in the action on my stream. Anderson staying in the center of the ring with Martin. Martin planting his feet more here, trying to find hard straight left hands, but Anderson with good defense this round, good reflexes. No, big left hand lands for Charles Martin. A jab and a 1-2. That got Jared Anderson, and I had a feeling this would happen, chat. Anderson gets buzzed in round 5 off a 1-2 by Charles Martin. Not too buzzed. Looks like he's fighting out of it. Lands a left hook. Lands another left hook, but Anderson's legs are not underneath him. Anderson landing 2 big left hooks and exchanging dangerously with Charles Martin in round 5. Straight left hand lands for Charles Martin in the center of the ring with a round left. Anderson tying up. Anderson's legs still not fully there. Straight left hand lands for Charles Martin again. Another left hand lands. Anderson clinching. Looking up at the clock. Looking up at the screen. 40 seconds left in the round. Anderson's legs do not look good. Guys, do I know my boxing or what? I knew this would happen. Told you I had a funny feeling. He's going to survive this and win. Just like I said. Anyways, 30 seconds left in the 5th round. Anderson on bad legs. But Martin can't follow it up and get him out of there. 20 seconds left. This is Martin's chance. He needs to get it in. Anderson still with bad legs, but won't back off. They trade shots. Anderson hit with another left hand, but landed a left hook as he got hit with it. Martin with 9 seconds left in the round. He's not gonna get him out of there. Anderson survives the round, lands a jab, and Anderson's legs were all over the place. I knew it, chat. I knew that moment was coming for Anderson tonight. I just knew it. I knew it'd be a straight left hand from the veteran. I knew that was coming tonight. And I knew Anderson will survive this, and I believe he will. If he doesn't, he doesn't. I'll call the action. But Anderson bleeding from the mouth, having adversity in his career. Drake Lemonade saying he's going to survive this and win. I'm only saying it because I'm being prophetic, brother. That's all. Rodrigo da Silva said, Sean, you are a genius. I told you guys what was going to happen, baby. Straight left hand lands for Jared Anderson, pulling out with that chin up in the air. You knew it was a problem, chat. We were calling it all night long. He was in control. He's winning every round. But you knew he could walk into a straight left hand at some point, and he did. Blood coming from that nose. And here he is steadying himself. And Jared Anderson's a dog. He hardly backed up. He was exchanging on bad legs. Thank you for the super chat, Jet Spear Ruler. I appreciate it, man. Thank you. All right, round 6. Charles Martin has an opportunity, or he may have already let it slip, but Martin had a big 5th round. Here we are in the 6th. Anderson coming out despite being hurt, taking the fight to Charles Martin, showing that dog in him from Toledo, Ohio. Anderson lands a lead left hook, but gets countered by a right hook by Martin. Good exchange by both fighters. Jab lands for Anderson. Jab lands again for Anderson. Martin looking to snipe him, coming in. Martin knows it's that straight left hand. Anderson landing his jab again, staying on top of Martin. Martin looks tired. Couldn't really follow up with that straight left hand that last round. Anderson regaining himself, lands the jab. Still confident, still aggressive is Jared Anderson, despite being hurt. Martin stepping off to his right and looking tired, not pressing his advantage following the last round. Now Jared sticks his tongue out and eats a straight left hand. Stay on your P's and Q's, Jared. Jared missing the jab, falling short. Shakur Stevenson is standing up at ringside. Oh, Anderson landing his jab twice, taking the fight to Charles Martin. And Anderson landing his jab again. Martin with a wild swinging left-hand counter, hitting nothing but air. Looking fatigued is Charles Martin. Not able to follow up that 5th round right now. My stream freezing for a second. Okay, we're good. Martin pawing, fencing with the lead hand. Jab lands for Jared Anderson. Jared looking fresher than Martin right now, landing his jab this round. Winning the round off the jab right now is Jared Anderson. Crowd is on their feet in Toledo. Anderson continuing to come forward behind his jab. Martin finally letting go of his jab twice. Lead left hook lands hard for Jared Anderson. Martin taking it well. Nice lead left hook for Jared Anderson that time. Set it up by landing that jab all around. Then he came with the lead hook and landed. Martin finally landed a jab, but Martin is dead tired here in the 6th. Martin with a wild sweeping left-hand counter way off the mark. Too slow, hitting nothing but air with that counter that time by Martin. Martin eating a jab by Anderson. Anderson has won this round off his jab so far in the orthodox stance. Little straight right hand in close to the body for Anderson. Lands his jab up top still. Martin tired, looking to counter with just one punch at a time, but not the same snap on his shots after that last round. 30 seconds left. Double jab sets up a straight right hand up top for Anderson. Anderson jab to the body, jab into the head, straight right hand up top. 20 seconds left in the round. Anderson straight right hand to the body, sets up a little left hook up top with Martin along the ropes. Anderson landing a jab again. Martin slow with those counter shots in the 6th. He'll have to find some more gas in the tank for round 7. He had a very bad 6th round in Charles Martin. And Martin touching with a couple of straight left hands at the bell, but that'll do it. Anderson regaining a little bit of control there. Martin just too tired to follow up after the big 5th. 5 rounds to 1 for Jared Anderson with the knockdown included. He's up 59-54 on our card. So, but damn, chat, while I got a minute between rounds, come on, let me hear it, brother. Let me hear it. I told y'all. He's going to feel his first moment of adversity. He'll survive through it. And then I bet you after the fight, he's going to be like, I am built for this. Ah, you know what I mean? That kind of thing. Just, I don't know. I've been doing this for a while. So, again, Jet Spear Ruler, thank you for the super chat, brother. Here we go. About to enter round 7 in a moment. I think Jared, he might go the distance tonight. He might, but I still think he might stop Martin too. And Martin still might hurt him before it's all said and done. We still got 4 rounds to go. And, you know, this fight has drama now. Anderson's been hurt. Martin's been dropped. James Jackson, better fight than you expected. Actually, this is what I expected. I said before the fight, I have a funny feeling Jared Anderson's going to experience adversity for the first time, and a straight left hand will land, and he'll prevail through it, and, you know, show himself what he's made of, and it'll re-galvanize his passion for boxing. That was my prediction. So the fight's actually, let me pull my Emmanuel sword. Fight going exactly the way I thought it would right now. So, like Emmanuel used to say towards the end on HBO, even if a flying saucer alien came into the ring, Emmanuel would just look at Jim and go, and the fight's going exactly the way I thought it would right now, Jim. So, fight's going exactly the way I thought it would. Anderson landing his jab, landing straight right hands to the body here early in round 7. Martin stepping over to his left. Straight left hand to the body by Martin. Maybe after it's wild, winging, sweeping left hand by Martin. Hits nothing but air, but he takes a big swing for the fences with that shot. Not a straight left hand, trying to sweep it. Sweeping right hand, lands a little bit there for Jared Anderson. Then he gets underneath the counter. Pulls straight back from the straight left hand, but catches it on the gloves from Martin. Straight right hand to the body for Jared Anderson. Good straight right hand to the body. Anderson has had the most success when he fights off his jab in this fight. When he starts reaching for right hands, he could get in some trouble. Anderson still on the good sharp jab from Jared Anderson in the orthodox stance, landing it on Martin, whose right eye is a little swollen right now. Lead left hook lands for Jared Anderson, touching up the right side of Martin's face with his lead left hand in the orthodox stance. Straight right hand to the body for Jared Anderson. Martin really not... sweeping left hand to the body by Charles Martin. Little sneaky shot that Anderson caught to the midsection, but Anderson staying forward. Counter left uppercut lands for Charles Martin as Anderson fell short with a lead left hook. Martin placing a left uppercut counter in there. Good shot by Martin. Pulls away from the jab of Anderson. Anderson getting him close to the ropes, but usually not actually pinning him there. Martin with just enough movement to keep himself in the center of the ring in this fight. And Martin is in the center of the ring. Sweeping right hand, lands a little bit for Anderson, follows it up with a little bit of a left hook, and lands it a little bit. Now a sharp jab lands for Jared Anderson, knocking the sweat off of Martin's head. Martin coming back, landing his own jab. They exchange. Martin catching a right hand as Anderson got his head low and landed his right hand as Martin was staying tall with the jab. Martin taking that shot well. Anderson winning this round right now, landing his jab again up top, but Martin taking the shots well in the 7th. Martin trying to shoot with a jab and set up a big left hand, but Anderson, good head movement, getting underneath the taller man. Sweeping right hand to the body by Jared Anderson. Robert Oil telling him to keep it up. A nice shot to the body off the jab to set it up. Jab up top, nice sweeping left hand to the body for Charles Martin, but it falls a little short. Jared able to pivot off of it in the center of the ring. 15 seconds left. Straight left hand lands for Charles Martin. Anderson trying to land the left hook in the exchange, but the straight line shot got in there first. Nice jab, knocks the head up of Charles Martin for Jared Anderson. 5 seconds left. Nice combination by Jared Anderson to close round 7. And that's a Jared Anderson round, 6 rounds to 1. 6 rounds to 1, 69-63, Jared Anderson. Just a question of if he gets Martin out of there. Martin with a big moment in the 5th, but outside of that, no. What James Jackson asking, what's my favorite weight class to watch? I don't have a probably anything from 130 to 168 probably is the sweet spot. Probably like 135 to 168, 130 to 168. Not, I love heavyweights, light heavyweights, and I still love featherweights and even flyweights like Inoue. Well, Inoue's a bantamweight now, but yeah, but I think the sweet spot is like 130 to 168. But all right, we're just waiting for round 8 to get started now. Here we go. Hold on, let me flex while I do that. Tay Len says, I was nervous in the 5th. I wasn't, because I kind of expected that to happen. All right, here we go. 101 punches landed for Jared Anderson to just 56 for Charles Martin. Martin in the 8th round landing his jab. Good jab by Charles Martin in the center of the ring. Anderson staying forward. Even when he was hurt, he kept pressing Charles Martin and exchanging with him, showing that heart. Anderson switching southpaw. Pulling straight back from a sweeping left hand from Martin, staying in the southpaw stance. Shortening up the distance a little bit, picking his hands up, but that chin stays up for Jared Anderson. Something to be mindful of. He might want to tuck it more behind the shoulder or something. Nice right hook to the body by Jared Anderson in the center of the ring. Anderson picking those hands up, shoots the jab, falls short with it. Martin stepping back, stepping to his left, trying to give little angles with the minimal movement he uses. Martin off the mark a little bit with that right hook, giving an angle. Stepped off to his right, got a nice angle for the right hook, but Anderson had good head movement to get away from it. Martin shooting off some shots in the center of the ring. Good defense by Jared Anderson, getting away from the power shots a little bit, letting Martin shoot off. Hold on, my stream freezing on me. Now, Anderson is hurt. Anderson is hurt again as my stream went out for a second. Looks like he got hit by a couple of straight left hands, and Anderson's legs don't look good in the 8th again. Man, my stream went out for a second, and then it came back, and Anderson's legs didn't look good from a straight left hand for a moment there. Straight right hand to the body lands for Anderson. Anderson picking the gloves up, lands his jab, but Martin still stepping off, giving a decent little southpaw angle, steps off to his right, lands his jab twice. Anderson shoving him off, little over a minute left in the 8th. Straight right hand to the body lands for Anderson. Martin stepping over to his left. Shoots his jab, straight right hand from the orthodox Anderson, falling a little short. They both fall a little short there. Martin shooting his jab, gets the left hand over it, but Anderson pulls away from it and comes back with 2 hard body shots in the center of the ring. Jab and a straight right hand for Anderson. Left hook to the body for Anderson in the center of the ring. Martin taking a deep breath, backing away. Martin with a tired straight left hand. Anderson moving his head underneath it, getting back on his jab, taking the fight to Charles Martin. Sweeping right hand falls short and the left hook behind it, but back is Anderson on his jab. Landing that jab. Martin lands a straight left hand down the pipe. Anderson getting away from another straight left hand, moving his head away. They fall into the clinch. Anderson eating a little left uppercut in the clinch as he looked up at the cameras. 30 seconds left in the 8th. Anderson staying on top of his jab, staying on top of Charles Martin. Ooh, eats a jab that knocks his chin up, does Anderson, as he's trying to cut distance. Lands his jab, chops with his right hand. Martin pulling away, taking some of the steam off of it. 10 seconds left. Dude, nice double right hand in the clinch by Jared Anderson. Body, head, while Martin was trying to rest in that clinch. 5 seconds left. Martin landing his jab, almost walks right into a straight right hand from Anderson, and that does it. My stream went out for a second there, and it looked like Anderson might have got buzzed for a second by a straight left hand. Let me try and get back to that moment in the fight. Where was it? But I might be tripping. My stream went out for a second. Looked like another Anderson round. 7 rounds to 1 for Jared Anderson. So, let's see. Let me see. At FightHype, is Martin overrated? No, I don't think anyone's rating Martin super high. If anything, he was a little underrated heading into the fight. People thought he was going to get walked right over, and I kind of knew he was going to land a straight left hand that was going to give Anderson adversity in this fight. So, but no, he's not overrated. Yeah, Highness, did Martin land that straight left hand about a minute 10 into the round? My stream went out for a split second. When I went back, it looked like Anderson's legs were reacting from a left hand, but I just barely missed it, Highness. All right, here we go in the 9th. Anderson back on the front foot to start. 2 rounds left in this fight. It's been a fun fight. Martin landing his jab, eating a jab. They trade jabs in the center of the ring, and Anderson's won the battle of the jabs for the most part tonight. Nice jab to the body by Charles Martin. Anderson short with a lead left hook up top. They're both standing in front in the center of the ring now. Martin holding his stance, not taking little half steps back. Straight left hand to the body for Martin. Almost gets countered by a left hook up top for reaching down to that body against the shorter man. Another straight left hand to the body for Charles Martin. And then that straight left hand up top and a little bit of a right hook for Charles Martin. Changing the eye levels with that straight left hand, trying to set it up to the head again. Good veteran stuff and savvy by Charles Martin. Martin with a sweeping left hand gets countered by a left hook by Jared Anderson as he tries to reach against the shorter man. Oh, wait. All right. Stream giving me a problem for a quick second. Hold on. And we're back. Okay. Straight right hand to the body for Jared Anderson. Staying on top of Martin. Martin looks like he's got a little bit of energy still to try to create something, to try to deceive the youngster into walking into something again. Anderson switching southpaw, jabs to Martin's body. Then jabs up top, lands that jab. Anderson, nice right hook to the body. Beautiful right hook to the body by Jared Anderson there. Beautifully thrown by the big man. Lead right hook lands in a straight left hand. Two-piece power shot for Jared Anderson up top. Knocked the sweat off Martin's head twice here in the ninth. Over a minute left in this round. Martin tired. Took that two-piece very well from Jared Anderson. Nice right hook to the body again, but Anderson warned by Robert Oil, told him to keep it up. But that's a knifing right hook to the body by Jared Anderson. Beautiful. Minute left in the ninth. Anderson still southpaw. Shoots that jab in there. Tries to sweep that left hand up top. Winning this round. Blocks the jab of Charles Martin. Oh, beautiful pull. Pulling over to his left and shooting that left uppercut to the body by Jared Anderson. Beautiful left uppercut to the body there. Anderson flailing with a lead left hand, falling short. Martin stepping over to his right. Eating power shots this round is Martin. Martin is eating power shots. 30 seconds left in the round. Bob Arum doesn't look super impressed. Double jab out of the southpaw stance for Jared Anderson. Sets up a straight left hand up top. Martin just backing away, forced to eat those shots and just back away to try to take some of the steam off of him. 15 seconds left. Good round for Jared Anderson. Landing that southpaw jab up top. Dipping his head down low. Good dexterity there. Straight left hand up top for Anderson. Anderson having a very good ninth round. Good upper body movement to close. Straight left hand lands for Charles Martin. Right near the end of the bell, though. But that was a good Jared Anderson round. One of his best rounds, to my eyes. Started to grow a little bit. I started to see him pull. Pull is when, you pull your weight a certain way and punch off of it. They're called pull counters or pulls. And he started to do some nice pulls that round in the ninth, using the upper body movement and punching off of it. Good stuff in the ninth round by Jared Anderson. Here's that replay. Lead right hook, straight left hand, knocking the sweat clean off Charles Martin's head on that replay. Beautiful two-piece there by Jared Anderson. So here we go. Last round coming up. Here we go. This is a good fight. Yeah, it's been a good fight. I did expect Anderson to get him out of there at some point. Looks like he might not. So, but hey, he needed to go the distance. He needed some rounds. He needed some adversity. This was really a good night for Jared Anderson. He's got some things to work on, especially keeping his chin up in the air. But and he can be countered on his front foot a little bit, but still, no one can switch like him in this division. And he's got a great jab out of both stances, too, to set up power shots. All right, Anderson in round 10 in the southpaw stance, jabbing to the head, jabbing to the body. Oh, he lands a little bit of a sweeping left hand up top. Martin reacted to it for a second. Right hook to the body by Jared Anderson. I've loved that right hook to the body for Jared the last couple rounds. He throws it so sharp. Nice jab lands for Charles Martin that knocks the sweat off Jared's head a little bit. But Jared is not afraid of getting touched, man. He gets hit, he gets hurt, and he still comes forward and looks to exchange. He's a dog. Martin backing away. Martin pawn with his jab. Wild with his sweeping left hand. Hits nothing but air. Good head movement that time by Anderson. Anderson coming forward, moving his head. Lead right hook, touching the chest of Charles Martin. Jab to the body of Charles Martin and still getting out of the way of the straight left hand counter. Back. 2 minutes left. Straight left hand for Charles Martin in the center of the ring, but Anderson saw it coming. At least got his chin out of the way in the time. Still pulling back with the chin up, but at least it was off the line that time. Minute 50 left in this fight. Anderson, lead left hook, gets blocked a little bit, tries to shoot that straight right hand through the center of the guard off that left hook. Jab to the body by Anderson. Sweeping right hand, grazes Martin a little bit. Martin retreating, shoots his jab in there. Straight left hand by Martin, but Anderson seeing it coming. Anderson, hands up, catching, coming forward, applying pressure. Lead left hook, straight right hand for Jared Anderson. That combination landing in two-piece again. Martin backing straight away, not engaging as much. So some of the steam coming off that shot's because he's backing away from it, rolling it a little bit. Minute 10 left. Martin stepping off, pawn with his jab. Anderson still trying to set up sweeping power shots. Good head movement by Anderson, getting low. Straight right hand to the body by Anderson in the center of the ring. Anderson, nice pull, left hook to the body, pet the hands up for a second, and now a nice combination with Martin near the ropes. Sweeping right hand, short left hook for Jared Anderson, blood coming from Martin's mouth now. Anderson trying to close the show. 45 seconds left. 40 seconds left. Catching on the elbows, the body shots of Charles Martin. Trying to roll and shoot with Charles Martin. Roll the shot and shoot at the same time. Trying to come up and counter the taller man. Anderson saying, come on to the crowd. 30 seconds left. Can he have a burst? Can he create some big offense in the last 20 seconds now? Doesn't look likely. Straight right hand. Jab to the body for Anderson. Gets away from the straight left hand counter. All right, Anderson landing his jab. Martin putting the straight left hand in there at the same time. Another straight left hand lands for Martin, and Anderson is hurt at the bell. Anderson is hurt at the bell. And that'll do it. Charles Martin winks at him and gives him a hug as if to say, hey, young fella. He said, Charles Martin gives him a wink and a hug as if to say, you won tonight, young fella. But a couple of those left hands, I know they got your attention. They hug at the bell. Anderson hurt at the bell from that left hand. 8 rounds to 2. I scored this 8 rounds to 2, maybe 7 rounds to 3. And with the knockdown, either 97-92 or 98-91 Jared Anderson, but he was hurt in round 5 and he was hurt at the bell, or buzzed. Charles Martin and Jared Anderson having respect, having conversation. Two big men that threw down tonight. That was a good fight. Anderson's got a lot to work on if he's going to become the heavyweight champion. Man, that left hand rocked him at the bell by Charles Martin. Charles Martin, probably very proud of himself, was expected to get run over in this fight. Oh, what a left hand. Anderson was badly hurt at the bell. Well, Anderson's interesting because he's got a hell of a poker face. He gets hurt, and he doesn't show you he's hurt in the eye. The expression in his eyes doesn't change. He looks like he still wants to exchange with you, even when his legs are all over the place. So he's got a hell of a poker face, Anderson, but the legs didn't lie, Chico. Oh, Stephanie Ray, thank you. You are too kind. Stephanie Ray donating $50 in the super chat. Stephanie Ray is balling, saying, calling another great fight night. Lovely family. Thank you, Stephanie Ray. I could tell them to come up here and say what's up. Come say hi if you want, babe. But yeah. Oh, thank you so much, Stephanie Ray. We got the second kid on the way, so we could use every dollar. Thank you, Stephanie Ray. This is the second time Stephanie Ray has donated $50. Apparently, Stephanie Ray is like she must own her own dental office or something. Maybe you know what I mean. She's got her own medical practice or something. The woman is balling. Thank you for the super chat, Stephanie Ray. Awesome. Malcolm Emanuel saying, I don't see this guy becoming champ. I'm not ready to say all that. Let's wait and see. He's got the talent to shore up his deficiencies. And, he could still become heavyweight champ. But he's got to fix those things. He's got to fix his flaws. Not a finished product. So, Chuck said, great commentary, Sean. I definitely became a fan of the channel. Thank you so much. And just again, Stephanie Ray, thank you again so much. Thank you so much, really. Martin long in the tooth. Man, Martin came to fight, man. Martin has impressed me in his losses since Joshua. Whether it was Konoski, Anderson tonight, or Ortiz, the man comes to fight. He comes to throw down, gives it his all. That's all you can ask from a man. Charles Martin definitely got my respect. Definitely. I mean, every fighter has my respect. Even the ones, if they quit on even if they get out the ring like Curtis Harper against Ife Ajagba, he still got in the ring for his other 15, 20 fights. He's still, tougher than me, so I got respect for everybody, but yeah, man, Anderson won that. Zhang will knock him out. Yeah, he might. Jameson Childress, the cousin of the legendary Josh Childress. What's up, Jameson Childress? Thank you for the super chat. Better Jared be tested on the way up than at the top. This was a strong step up. You know what? I'm going to message Tim Bradley right now. I'm going to message Tim Bradley. I told my man Tim Bradley. Hold on. Hey, Tim. I told you, brother. I just texted my man Tim Bradley. I told you, brother. Hold on. Let me show you receipts, chat. Just this real quick, chat. Just this. Hold on. All right, this is me texting my man Tim Bradley right before the fight, and I told Tim, I said, you know what, Tim? I got a strange feeling God has something in store for Jared Saturday night, some of what he may not want but needs. And I got a feeling he's going to come out the other side of it good and with some better perspective. Let's see how he sounds in his post-fight. So, let's see. Oh, Tim read the text too. Come on, Tim. Tim told me you were right. Oh, chat. Wait. Please. Oh, it's not showing. It's too bright. Hold on, goddammit, please. Wait. Where is it? Hold on. It's right there. He says you were right. Hold on. Where is it? Oh, God. Because it's... Oh, wait. Hold on. There it is. You see it. You were right. You could faintly see it, chat. You were right. From my man Tim Bradley. Let's go. FightHype got ESPN. You know, we in the middle of the live broadcast. We don't even have the decision next. But FightHype's talking to Tim Bradley right now. That's how we do here on FightHype. Charles, thank you for the super chat, Charles, saying Jared Anderson, Frank Sanchez, who wins? Oof. Based on tonight, Sanchez would have beat him tonight. But I still think Anderson has more upside than Sanchez. He's more dynamic, more powerful. Tonight, he would have lost against Frank Sanchez, I think. So, but I bet you he's a lot better from this fight. All right, let's hear. I'm very, very curious to hear from Jared Anderson here in the post-fight. I want to see if he makes my crystal ball complete. Lower brightness, boxing analyst. Good shout out. Hold on. Good idea, boxing analyst. Let's see that. Oh, wait. The great Mark Chanel. Hold on. Too loud. Too loud. We ain't trying to get in trouble. 98-91. That's what I had it. 99-90 on the other two cards. I think 97-92 is more applicable than 99-90. And the winner by unanimous decision, Jared Big Baby Anderson. Jalalov would have beat him tonight too. He would have. Jalalov would have beat him tonight with the straight left hands. So Jared Anderson wins. I'm very curious to hear what he says here in this post-fight. My boy rapping with Tim Bradley. You go, son. Yes, sir. Hold on. Let's see. Can we read that? There we go. See? Tim Bradley's hitting me with the you were right. Hey, Tim, I told you, brother. Ha, 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 ha. You were right. That's what I'm saying. My man Tim. Little flex. Little flex on the stream. Maybe I'm a douchebag for showing Tim's interaction with me. Maybe I'm showing a bit too much. But, you know, hey, Tim will understand. Tim got love for me, man. I love Tim. So I couldn't help it, Tim. If you ever catch this live stream somehow, some way, you know, I'm just trying to flex. I'm just trying to pop my chest a little bit. So, yeah, man. Robbery, angry casual fan. You know what? I actually love your name. Angry casual fan, you gotta become the angry video game nerd. I don't know if you know that channel. It's a classic. You gotta become the angry video game nerd of boxing. You're living up. I totally get the joke of your name now. Angry casual fan says robbery. That's perfect. Big Baby versus Joe Joyce. Oof. Look. Anderson looked very beatable tonight, but he still has the upper body flexibility, fluidity, the punching power, the ability to switch. He's got a great jab in either orthodox or southpaw stance. You got to work on some things. This was a wake-up call a little bit, and if he shores some things up, he can still become heavyweight champion. It's just he's got some things to shore up, you know? Jalalov, who Top Rank just signed, with his left hand, he might have stopped Jared tonight, but Jared's not as old as him yet. That guy's like almost 30 years old. Here, let's hear Jared. Hold on. I'm just curious what Jared says here. Let's listen. Jared saying Charles Martin performed hella good. He said he wanted to make sure you go the distance, and he did. He said he had power all 10 rounds. Carson Steiner, how you doing, brother? Shout out to you, Carson Steiner. What's up? All casuals unite. Call out this robbery. No, I love the shtick, Angry Casual Fan. I think it's awesome. So, pump the brakes for Jared Anderson a little bit. Guys like me were asking him, you ready for Filip Hrgovic? You ready for Makhmudov? And I think he needs to just, his next fight, kind of have a soft touch and have a guy that, because he's going to go back to the drawing board realizing there's certain things he needs to work on. So for his first fight next, I think you want a guy that you can showcase some of those improvements you're about to work on in the gym before he gets to Makhmudov. I wouldn't put him in there with the Arslanbek Makhmudov. I still think he would beat Makhmudov, actually, who fought in the co-main event. I think he would beat him still. But I think Jared should get a soft touch next. He's been fighting a lot of 20-1, 20-0 guys, undefeated guys with 20 fights. Tonight he fights Charles Martin. It was a step up. It's okay to take a step back next fight and let him execute some improvements he'll work on in the gym next fight, and then get back to getting into the thick of the hunt for the titles. But I think Jared Anderson said he's trying to get 2 more fights in this year. What would you like to say to your family, your fans? I love Christina Poncher. She's great. She's going to be in the Hall of Fame one day, but I wish she would have asked him, did you find, I wish she would have touched on him being hurt and talking about that moment. And I wish she would circle back to talk about not wanting to box anymore or not wanting to box, but wanting to retire 26. Did going through this moment of adversity maybe re-galvanize you, make you show, no, I do love this shit, having to persevere through that kind of adversity. I would have liked to have asked Jared that, but Christina is a future Hall of Famer. So I got a super chat from Charles N. What's up, brother? He said, when you're right, Sean. Keep flexing. Thank you, Charles N. I think you guys put me on the spot. The chat, knowing we got 1,000 people watching, and knowing you guys are supportive and gonna come to the lives, I want to be. It brings the best out of me. So, thank you, Charles, and thank you, brother, for always being in the chats. Thank you. Everyone asking me Andy Ruiz versus Jared Anderson, Big Bang Zhang versus Anderson, this guy against Jared Anderson. Look. Anderson was beatable tonight. He probably would have lost to Jalalov or Frank Sanchez tonight. Maybe even Big Bang Zhang. But he is 23. This was his 15th fight. He's been averaging 2 rounds a fight. He needed some resistance. And he got it tonight, and he's going to be better from it. I think you'll see, like Haney. Everyone, he got hurt by Linares, and that's all anybody wanted to talk about. And everyone wanted to skip over the fact, this kid's going to be better now, right? He's going to be a better version of himself going forward, and he's only going to get better. So that's something to keep in mind with Jared Anderson. But if he keeps treating every criticism like my man Tim Bradley, like hate, when it's constructive criticism, maybe he won't shore up these flaws and become heavyweight champion. He doesn't necessarily have to listen to Tim Bradley per se, but everything Tim Bradley told him came to fruition tonight, and so it wasn't hate, it was honest feedback, and he'll need to be honest with himself, even if he doesn't want to hear it from other people. When behind closed doors, when he's being honest with himself, he'll have to be honest with himself to improve from tonight. If he tells himself, oh, it's just boxing, you're going to get hit with some shots, that's all. Oh, people want to make a lot. They want to take away from my performance. They want to talk about I didn't get the knockout. They want to focus on I got hit. They don't want to focus on how I won 8 rounds, how I dropped them. If you do the woe is me thing, you're less likely to go back to the drawing board and shore some deficiencies up. But I like Jared Anderson. I'm not selling my stock. I favored him. Someone asked me earlier in the night who would win, him or Frank Sanchez. Before tonight, I favored him. If he would have fought Frank Sanchez tonight, I think Frank might have beat him. Maybe not, though, because Frank Sanchez isn't a southpaw. He doesn't have that big straight left hand power that Charles Martin has. 26 knockouts in 29 fights. He's not a puncher like Martin, and he's not as tall as Martin and as long as Martin. So styles make fights. Anderson might have beat Frank Sanchez tonight too, but Jalalov would have been, that southpaw straight left hands of Jalalov would have been kryptonite probably tonight for Jared. Jared now is signing the canvas before he gets out of the ring, but super chat from Toon saying, I don't see Jared beating Frank Sanchez. Easy work. I don't think so, man. I still think Jared could beat Frank Sanchez. It's just Frank Sanchez is more of a finished product. The man's almost 30 years old. He looks 45 years old. Jared's still 23. He finally went the distance, man. So I'm just texting Tim back. Great broadcast as always. Even though I had it on mute. It was a great broadcast, I'm sure of it. Alright. George Harrison, hey, he was supposed to be the best looking Beatle out of the four. I will take it. Thank you. So Sanchez stops him. I don't know. Sanchez probably would have beat him tonight, but not necessarily. Not necessarily. Jared has zero defense. It's not that he has zero defense, it's that he leaves his chin up and he pulls straight back from punches with the chin up sometimes. He has good upper body movement at various times. He even has the rare upper body movement at heavyweight to pull, to boom and then pull to, shift the weight up top and then pull off to the side with a hook or pull off with a counter, and that stuff you usually see in the lower weight classes, not at heavyweight. So he's still a really good talent, but he's got to shore some things up. He's got to get better. I kind of knew this. He actually struggled a little bit more than I thought he would. I thought Martin would have the moment he had in the fifth, and then Anderson would stop him 2 or 3 rounds after that moment would occur. And he didn't stop him. He actually got buzzed at the bell. So it is what it is, man. I enjoyed that fight. Could Jared have beaten the original opponent? Yeah, the original opponent would have been an easier fight. That's why I was telling you guys before the fight, Kosabutsky, the 19-0 Kazakh, he's 6'3". And Anderson has to get used to fighting men bigger than him. Because since Lennox Lewis became the champ in the late 90s and 99 when he beat Holyfield, with the exception of Usyk, the division is ran by giants, 6'5" and up. Lewis, both Klitschko brothers, Fury, Wilder, Joshua, 6'5", 6'6", and up. Usyk's the only guy below that threshold who's gotten the belt in the last 20 years. And he hasn't even gotten the belt. He's gotten 3 of the 4 belts, but not the belt. So Anderson had to get used to facing bigger men. And he faced his first real competent bigger man tonight. And you saw right away from the opening bell, he couldn't just have his way simply because of the size and the disciplined length of the veteran Charles Martin. So, it was a very pivotal learning experience for him tonight. So, there you go. Anyways, Kosabutsky was a short southpaw at 6'3", who likes to come forward and throw short chopping shots. He's not a long-range fighter like Charles Martin. Charles Martin kept stepping off, keeping it long, trying to eventually walk him into that straight left hand, at everything long range. Kosabutsky is this guy who likes to come forward and throw them little short chopping shots, shit like that. And trying to walk into punching range, mid to close range with Jared Anderson. He was going to walk into a buzzsaw and get stopped in 4 or 5 rounds. Martin was a tougher style. He's more crafty. He has experience at the top level. He's got a longer reach. He's taller than Jared. He kept it long and slowed the pace down and looked to snipe with the straight left hand. Much more difficult puzzle than an aggressive, shorter southpaw like Kosabutsky. This was a blessing in disguise for Jared that Martin became the replacement. I knew it would be. BoxPod said Jared ain't ready. He ain't ready, but that's okay. That's all right. He doesn't have to be ready right here, right now. So, what belts was Jared holding, not being condescending? James Jackson? Some regional titles. NABF, USBA, WBC, Intercontinental, shit like that. Shit that means you're in the top 10 to 15 with the sanctioning bodies. Weedy Gonzalez said Jared better move up that retirement age to about 30. But I'm only 23. Sean Michael DH, stop that. You're wrong for that. No, you're not. It's kind of funny. But I'm like, see, I can't make those jokes because I'll get my ass whooped seeing these people. But I'll let you make the joke, Michael DH. It's funny. I'm laughing on the inside. I could hear the voice and everything. Martin did test Jared, but Jared passed the test. Well said, Jay Swift. And not only did he pass the test, but while being hurt, he was still trying to exchange and fight and land bombs. And his poker face never changed. He's a dog. Jared Anderson, if not, did show he's a dog tonight. So we know he's got no bitch in him. But will he have, and I don't doubt it, will he have the intellect and the attention to detail to shore up his deficiencies on the technical side, mostly on defense, more so than offense? So we'll see. His mom was a master's degree in psychology. So, I'm sure his mother's a very smart woman, and I'm sure he inherited that intelligence. So, I'm sure he's got the brain to do it, but he has been a little adverse to the constructive criticism of Tim on the broadcast, thinks it's hate when it's really not. And but we'll see, man. I still like Jared Anderson. I'm not selling my stock. Malcolm Emanuel says, I don't feel like he passed the test. Malcolm Emanuel saying, essentially, just because he won the fight doesn't mean he passed the test. But I think Malcolm Emanuel, I'm going to put more words in your mouth. Malcolm Emanuel saying he was supposed to knock Charles Martin out, not go the distance with him. So Malcolm Emanuel saying, what's so great about a guy who couldn't stop a guy that Adam Konoski stopped? That's what Malcolm Emanuel's saying. Matten509 said, no wonder Mayweather only prefers this guy because he doesn't know shit about boxing. I'm unfollowing from this dingbat. Matten509, you are welcome to unfollow. You have a good night, sir. But as for the don't know shit about boxing, I gotta push back on, because the guy who created that phrase, Roger Mayweather, literally said, quote, he knows boxing about me. That's a quote. That's a direct quote from the late, great Roger Mayweather. Roger, he gave me the official test up on the Mayweather board where they have the collage of all the great fighters. And he was getting me on about 6 or 7 fighters. Once we got to Charlie Burley, and he said, who's that? And I said, Charlie Burley. And then when he said, who's that? I said, Ezra Charles. That was a wrap. I was done with the test. I passed. So, what was your name again? Matten509. You could stay or you could leave. But I'm going to take Roger Mayweather over your opinion. Now, that's just me. I'm sure, that's just me. I'm going to take what Roger said over you. FightHype saying Frank Sanchez not a southpaw. I never said Frank's not a southpaw. I never said he's not a southpaw. So, I'm not going to lie, though. Off top, I couldn't quite remember. I believe he's a southpaw, but I don't know if he is, though. No, he's orthodox. Frank Sanchez isn't a southpaw. I didn't think... Yeah, I thought... You gaslighted me there for a minute, brother. Got me to question myself. King Robutar said, you are a really nice guy. Man, I love how you handle the haters. Keep up the good work. Much love from the Boricuas from Puerto Rico. Much love, man, to Puerto Rico, brother. Out here on the West Coast, we don't get enough Boricuas. We don't get enough Dominicanos. I had a lot of Dominican friends back east, Still got a friend I ain't talked to in a while, my man Edwin out there in Miami, my Dominicano. So, shout out. Now, don't get me wrong, I love the Mexicans. My wife's Mexican, so I love that we got all the Mexicans here on the West Coast. But I do wish we had a couple Boricuas, a couple Dominicanos too. Get all the Latin flavor, but it's cool. Boston says, you know what time it is, Sean. You might be right, man. It might be time to play a little Undisputed. Carson Steiner said, Jared Anderson showed he had a chin and can bounce back after getting buzzed. He needs to keep working on a fundamental defense instead of relying on reflexes so often. Good experience for him to go all 10. I really agree, Carson Steiner. Great comment. Weedy Gonzalez said, I don't know, Sean. That Progress talk in the Fran Chan talk today. Laughing my ass. What you mean, Weedy Gonzalez? Which one? Which one are you talking about, brother? I'm missing which reference it was from earlier today. Cement, my wife putting the Mexican flags in the chat. Go ahead, girl. You got Rolly in Vegas. Oh yeah, Rolly. We got Rolly. You're right. Rolly though is he's not Puerto Rican or Dominican. Rolly's Cuban and black. So, you know, we got Cubanos out here in Vegas. We do got Cubanos. So all right. Sean? Who should Jared Anderson fight next? WFT asks. I think just take a step back. Just take a step back before. You don't have to fight Makhmudov next. You don't have to fight Jalalalov anytime soon. Go back, watch the tape with your trainers, work on what you need to work on, and have a little bit of a step back opponent before you jump back into the fray after this experience. That's just what I would think, but we'll see. Rodrigo da Silva, that's not very nice of you to say about the great late Roger. Won't tolerate the Roger slang here. When I said Fran Chan had a close fight, Weedy, oh, hey, come on. You know, she's from America. The poor girl has to make her own goddamn trunks and sing her anthem, Weedy. Can't we give her a round off that alone? Isn't she up 10-9 at the beginning of the fight for singing her own anthem? No, I thought she was out hustling. She wanted it more in the first 3 rounds than Marshall, and Marshall knew she'd probably gas at some point. I didn't think she was being super effective. I thought she was out jabbing Savannah in the first 3 rounds, and she was out hustling her. Then I think I basically gave Savannah the next 6 rounds. 10th round, you could argue Franchon might have gutted it out, but no, I mean Savannah won the fight. I just thought Savannah didn't get off to a good start in that fight. It didn't really wind up mattering. So I'm teasing you, Sean. No, you're good, Weedy. You could disagree. You know, you could disagree. I'm not right about everything. You know. Yeah, you could go for it, Weedy. Set me straight if you think I'm on some bullshit. Brian S. says, I feel like Martin could have won if he let his hands go. Brian S., he doesn't have that level of conditioning. Then we'd be talking about someone else, you know what I mean? He just doesn't have that level of conditioning. But he was savvy enough and tough enough to withstand the younger, more energetic, faster-paced fighter, and was crafty enough to set up his straight left-hand snipes down the middle. You know, he did his thing. Let me go ahead and set up some Undisputed then, and we'll close the night with some Undisputed. We'll play with Canelo. Boots, future #1 pound for pound, says MJ2. He's got all the talent in the world. He might be the most talented fighter in boxing, Boots Ennis, but like Jared Anderson tonight, that chin sticks up too much, and if you don't work on that, you're not going to be the best fighter in the world, just like Jared won't be the best heavyweight in the world. So you got all the upper body movement. You could switch stances. You got knockout power. You're fast. You're athletic. Tuck that chin, bruh. You know, it's easy to say where I'm sitting from, but tuck the chin, man. You know, tuck it. Take that. Do that, Bernard Hopkins. You know, tuck that chin. You know, I can't teach you how to do it, but there are men out there who can. So, all right. Let me go ahead and get this rocking. Let's go, chat. Let's go. You know how we close. Gary T said, how much you get paid to say that? Get paid to say what, Gary T? Where did you think I shilled for money? I'm curious. Why are you afraid to admit Anderson threw the fight, Gary T? Anderson won the fight. You can't throw a fight that you won, Gary T. I'm lost, Gary T. He threw the fight. He won the fight. Do you mean Martin? Do you mean Charles Martin threw the fight? No, his conditioning's not the best, and he couldn't follow up on his advantage. That's just Charles Martin. That's who he's always been. I don't even think he probably works hard in the gym. Just some big fellas don't got the best gas tank. So, True School Sports probably would talk my ears off right now about how wrong I was that Jared Anderson could beat Filip Hrgović. So, shout out True School. All right. Since Canelo Charlo was talked about earlier today, we'll play with Canelo. We got to get right when we play. You know how it is. Gotta get in the right mode. Let's go. Ooh, 24-5, chat. A replay of a real fight. Back to May of 2019 when Jacobs had the IBF belt, Canelo had the WBC and the WBA, and Canelo beat Jacobs over 12. My man's got a 24-5 record, got a good record. But you know I get busy, chat. I'm gonna have to take my time. I can't just walk into the longer arms of Jacobs. You know, I'm gonna have to be defensively patient. break this man down. So Gary T said this dude know the fight was fixed. He's lying. Gary T, I like how you think I'm such an insider that if a fight was fixed, they would tell me about it. I just think that's kind of cool. All right, here we go. Oh, good body shot by Jacobs. Countered my counter. Boom, boom. Oh, you trying to come in on me, Jacobs? Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. This one will be a short night if you try to exchange with me. Nope. Interesting game plan from Danny Jacobs in round 1. All right, chat. Let me do my thing. Settle in here and get busy. Whoop. Oh, they didn't give me that. Okay. Let me settle in, chat. Take my time. Make it look good. I love that he's trying to fight with me, though. I love it. Oh, give me that counter, game. There it is. There it is. Oops. Hold up. Let's be smart here. Pick our shots. Be accurate. Yep, let him work a little bit. Catch and shoot. Oh, good body shot. Boom. Boom. Little check left hook. I like this guy, though, chat. He came to fight. Oops. There we go. There we go. There we go, there we go. There we go. Good close to the round, good close to the round. There we go. Good close to the round, chat. Counter down the stretch. I'm used to guys just wanting to run away from each other. Malcolm Emanuel says Sean mad nice at Undisputed. I'm going to show them, Malcolm Emanuel. I'm going to show them. Let me just take my time with it. I fight a little worse on stream than I do off stream, you know, because it's tough with people watching you and everything, but I'm getting more used to it. That's all right. Let him shoot. Let him work a little bit. Let him feel comfortable in there. Bang. Bang. And just pick the shots off. He's gonna touch me here and there, but we're gonna land the big shots, the fight changing punches. Ooh, caught him with that hook. Caught him with the jab. Power jab. No, forget the power jab. We don't need that. There we go. Left hook, right hand. Uppercut. Body. Body. Canelo with the catch and shoots. Oh, again! You saw that counter left hook. Oh! Woo! You see it, chat. Ah. Let him shoot. Let him, oh, good body shots, Danny. Good body shots. Boom. Catch and shoot all day. Defense. Yep, 1-2. Picking those little body shots in between, you know, little touching them here and there, in between shots. Yep. Yep. You can't beat me in these exchanges, chat. Man, Jacobs, you better get out of there. I'm going to start breaking down the body for real soon. All right, chat. Competitive fight. Good fight. I think we're doing our thing, though. Bron Brick says, let's get a fight in on stream, me and you. Yeah, I got to fight some of the people in the chat if you guys play this eventually. We've been meaning to do that shit. Gary T. Weedy Gonzalez, it's amazing. I mean, I just can't believe they can't see it. Respect to Martin for picking up his check and fooling the average fan. Gary T. Martin threw pity-pat shots all fight except for one round in the last 10 seconds. Damn, Weedy Gonzalez, you really think you guys are being dead serious, huh? Really? I mean, I'll let you guys continue that discussion. You guys really think Martin threw the fight? I don't think so. He has to keep it very safe and cautious and pick his opportunities very wisely and not let his hands go much, because if you open up an exchange with the younger guy, that's where Jared dropped him, was in the exchange. So you got to slow it down and snipe if you're Charles Martin, and be the crafty veteran, slow things down, snipe with the straight left hand, walk him into shots. That's why he's not just letting his hands go, because if he lets his hands go, that opens up more exchanges and more opportunities for Anderson to drop him like he did in the third when they exchanged. You know, he's trying to snipe, pop shot with a left hand at some point. He ain't trying to go blow for blow with this kid who's more creative with his offense and younger and faster. All right, let me get back to work. I got distracted talking about that for a second. Oh, double it up. I'm having a bad round here. Let's regain control. Nope. Oh, good counter shot to the body. I need to come back with that hook that time. Okay. Talking about the fight kind of threw me off for a second. Let me regain control. There we go. Straight right hand counter was nice. I didn't love that round though, chat. Sean boxed his ears off. I will. Gary T said, y'all really think a 37-year-old vet would end that man's career in his hometown? He knew better. Damn. Cynical. All right, let me give this guy the business, chat. Oh, they got us up 3-zip. They're not scoring no bullshit tonight. Thank you. Oh, whoops, bad. That was bad. Boom. That's all right. Oh, see, he's getting himself tired throwing all those shots, and none of it really being that effective. There we go. We didn't need to step back there, Canelo. Oh, give me that hook. Come on. It's all right. We're just letting him shoot. We're going to counter something. Oh, that was it. Just letting him work. Letting him work. We're going to get something in. Ooh. Yep. 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 Okay. Oh, okay. Jab to the body. Oh, set it up top. Ooh, shit. He's giving me some business at times, and he's in close with his own body work, but oh, good shot. There you go. Back up with that power jab. There we go. There we go. Three-piece. You saw that, chat. How was that three-piece, chat? How was that three-piece? How was that three-piece? Ravnell said, don't lose with Canelo. Nah. We got this. We got this. We're not losing. We got this. We always close these streams on a W. This dude's not bad, though. And he came to fight. Shout out to him for not running like a bitch. Catching that on the elbows. Catching it on the elbow. Oh, he got that second one in. Hold on. I didn't need to open up with that second shot. Pick the shots. Pick the shots. There it is. Nope. Catching it on the elbows. Ooh, that. Try to get that. That uppercut's getting in now. Ooh, yeah, he got away from it. Straight right hand. Double left hook. Body shot. Straight right hand up top. 2 body shots. Oh, no. Oh, I didn't need to shoot right there. I didn't need to shoot. Should have kept them in the holster. Straight right hand counter. Catch and shoot. Catch the elbows. Catch the body shots on the elbows. You guys see it. Oh, okay, good jab. Take our time. There it is. Boom! Walk him. Ooh, you see the catch and shoot with the jab, parry and jab. That's how you do it. Oh, two-piece. You saw the two-piece with the double left hook. Let's go. It's been a minute, Highness. Yeah, we've been playing this since the beta. So, what does that wink mean from Ross? Say it was just, it's just him winking like, "Got you, young fella." Like you may have won the fight, but got you, young fella. I think it was more that. Wink was just a show of respect. Yeah, I think it was just a nod, like, "I got you, young fella." Ooh, I tried to. Is he ready to go? Let's go. Oh! That's how you do it, chat. Oh, that's how you. Oh, with the uppercut on it. Come on, I'm smelling blood. Smelling blood a little bit. Starting to smell the finish. Oh, good. Oh, he's not going away. He's not going away. Still got some fight in him. Oh, he's not going away. He's not going away, chat. We got to stay sharp on D. There we go. There we go. There we go. Oh, damn. Okay. Just missed getting underneath those two. Oh, traded to the body there. Let's go, chat. He's holding his own. This dude, ain't giving up, but he's fighting my fight, man. He He can't just think he's gonna go toe to toe with me with Canelo in there. 5 rounds to 1. They gave him that round though, so I better stay sharp. There we go. Mix in some of that straight right hand. Okay. Boom. I thought I got the counter, but no. Ooh, look at that. Ooh, that's how you punch in between punches, chat. Ooh. Keep him pinned there. There we go. Good shit, Jacobs. Way to fight off the ropes there by him. Oh, good D. There we go. Good round. Good round. Good round. Game looks realistic. Gonna look good on 4K. Yeah, Silverstream. It's because I'm playing a guy who's really trying to fight, as someone trying to cheese or something. So, you know, I think you're seeing the game play well right here. So here we go. This guy's still in the fight. I gotta stay on him. He survived well lately. Ooh, that left hook was money. And the right hand, let's go. Another one. And another one. Oh, come on, Canelo. Let's get to work. Let's get to work, baby. Why am I backing out? Don't back out. Stay in that pocket. There I go again, pulling straight out. I don't know why I'm doing that. There we go. There we go. Caught that body shot. There we go. Ooh. Ooh. Let's go. How much can Jacobs take, man? He's taking some of my bombs in that exchange. There we go. 1-2. Straight right hand. Counter. Good finish. Good finish. He's still touching me here and there more than I wanted to. There we go. Still touching me that body more than I wanted to. But that was a good round. I did my thing that round, I felt like. Sharp shooting between his punches. Win those exchanges. You guys are really keep going on about thinking Charles Martin may have thrown the fight. That's crazy. I mean, I'm enjoying reading it myself. I mean, I obviously don't think so, but if it was 12 rounds, Martin would have just sparred 10 and 11, and in 2 minutes and 50 seconds of the 12th, Weedy Gonzalez. Where are all those fools that thought Jared could beat AJ? Hey, we were getting a little crazy. All right, round 9. Man, Jacobs is holding tough, chat. Let's get him out of there. Ooh, good body shot. Good body shot. There it is. Little catch and shoot left hook. Another one. Another one. Go down, man. Hitting you with some good shots. Oh, let's try the right uppercut. Maybe that could do it. The big Canelo right uppercut. Yeah, get off. Can't fuck with me in here. Ah. Ah. There we go. Straight right hand in close. Come on. Hey, shout out to this dude, though, for giving us a good fight tonight, chat. Something fun to watch. Oh, come on, come on. Let's finish. Let's finish, Canelo. Oh, ooh, okay, okay. Gotta stay respectful. Ooh. Come on. We can't let him go the distance, chat. Ooh, I'm trying, chat. I'm trying to take his head off. There it is. I could feel it coming. To the body. Oh, at the bell. At the bell. Come on. Damn. Let's get him. Fixes in boxing are as old as the sport itself. Here we go. All right, chat. We're up 7-2, but let's close the show. Forget the judges. Oh! You see the head movement? Again! Oh, the 3-piece. Come on, let's go. Let's go. Oh! Oh! Oh, chat. This is how you finish. This is how you finish, chat. That's how you finish. Oh, 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 oh. Let's go. Oh, let's go. We put them together. Let's get them out of here. Come on. Oh, double left hook. Okay, okay. Come on, chat. I want it. I'm putting them together. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, you see it? Oh, chat. We're cooking. We're cooking. Oh! 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 Come on, chat. Chat, show some love in the chat. We're cooking. Come on, chat. I'm cooking. I'm cooking, chat. You seeing it. You seeing the best undisputed gameplay on the internet right now. Oh! Oh! Canelito. Oh! Go on, chat. Let me hear it, chat. Let me get some love. I feel like donate. Someone just donate a quarter for that round. Mwah. Come on, mwah. That 10th round was beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. That round was a work of art. Thank you, Highness. Hey, Trance Revel, this is a good-ass fight. We are putting on like a fight of the year. But Jacobs won't go down, man. I can't believe he didn't go down off some of my shots so far. Oh, good body shot. Good body shot. Let me stay focused. catch and shoot right hand to the body. Boom. Come on. How much is he going to take? I'm cooking. I'm cooking, chat. I want this freaking knockout, though. Oh, they didn't give me that. Ah. But that's why earlier in the fight, I was letting him just run his combinations sometimes. Because now, look, he's tired. I could get off more combinations than him. Ah, good jab, good jab. Come on, man. Give me some knockout opportunity. Ugh. I'm trying to set something up. A little frustrated, to be quite honest, that he hasn't gone down. It's starting to get. I got a little frustrated there for us. Look at that uppercut. Like, come on, there it is. Let's go. At the bell again, chat. At the bell again. Weedy Gonzalez said, Look, if you take it easy on the kid, I'll throw a couple more fights. Like that old guy from the movie Undisputed with Wesley Snipes. Look, don't take the kid's head off. Just humble him a little bit, Jared. Don't put him on his ass. And if you do put him on his ass, let him get up. Yeah, no, you're tripping, Weedy Gonzalez. I just love doing a Bob Arum voice. Alright, 12th round, chat. I don't know if we're going to get this tough motherfucker out of here. I'm going to try. Boom. I'm going to try. Boom. I mean, those are two beautiful left hooks. Off the counter. Oh, I'm trying, chat. Oh, I'm trying, chat. Oh, I'm trying, chat. We'll get him. It's got to be a big counter. Oh. Oh. Damn. Come on. How's he taking this? Oh, trying. Trying. Ah. Ah. Well, hey, chat, he took it. He took my best. God bless him for going 12. What? 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 The fuck? What? The fuck? What the fuck just happened, chat? What the fuck just happened, chat? Oh, what just happened to me, chat? We heard him like 4 times. The scorecard said I was up 7 rounds to 2. Oh my lord. 76 to 35. I mean, I know, yeah, he was throwing, but we put more. Oh, chat. Chat. What the hell just happened to me? No. I knew I had to get him out of there, man. I knew I had to get him out of there. This game. Come, they told me I was winning like every round. Oh, God. If I knew I was going to get F'd, I might have stepped it up a little. My Lord. Weedy Gonzalez was right about Anderson. Charles Mars. Man, all right, chat. I'm sad. What in the hell just happened to me? To the losers cam. What the... All right. Anyway, chat. Anything else we should talk about before I get out of here? The rare loss on FightHype Live. Damn, that sucks. All right. What the hell just happened, chat? What? Oh, okay. I'm sad. I want to eat this chicken sandwich already. Damn. I guess I lost. I guess I gotta take my L like a man and not let it. I gotta not let it go to the judges next time. I had a feeling I had to not let it go to the judges, man. 30 push-ups? 30? Fuck. Alright. Trans Revnell said I gotta do push-ups. Alright. Hold on. Might have to do push-ups. Hold up. Oh, man. I can't believe... this is the thing, I guess, now, if I lose a fight. So I don't plan on doing these too often. Hold on. All right. 5. 10. 15. 20. 25. Fuck this game. I won that fight. 30. All right. 30. 30 for the L. 30 for the L. That sucked. I don't like losing. Thanks, guys. All right. That's it, chat. WFT, Gary T, Weedy Gonzalez. Everyone have a good one. All right. Everyone, God bless. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. What do we got coming up? Oh, I'll be here in the office doing Boots Ennis and Virgil Ortiz fighting on separate cards on the same night. I'll be doing that. So, all right. Everyone have a good rest of the night. Catch you later. Much love, chat. Peace.